all the way up on the microphone. Hello. Welcome to Superordinary Adventures. I'll be your host, St. Johnny. And we're going to do another D&D podcast. Because my god, there are not enough. But it was the only way we could get all these beautiful people in a room together because everyone's so busy. So we decided to make it business official. It doesn't mean the stream itself is business official, but we did get this beautiful custom table, not by Wormwood. Underneath there's a lot of intense engraving and diamonds.
Runes.
But on top it's plain, because we like a clear playing space. So yeah, we might take you on a tour one day. If you're a Patreon subscriber. My distance, hello. It's very new for us. We have a lot of new people at the table. New as in barely played before, other than a few little test runs we had. This is going to be exciting. It's going to keep it super ordinary. Can I have a little hello? Who have we got as our players around the table? Not as your characters, just as your people, your real yous. And then after that, I never want to hear from you again, and it's character only. To my right.
Hi, I'm Mungo. I'm hiding behind Mason. Hello.
What do you do?
What do you do, Mungo? Why are you here? Everyone here is a resident of this building.
Yeah, I like to. I film stuff. I film stuff. For Superordinary and a few people here. So. And I jumped at the opportunity to learn some D&D.
Awesome.
Hence, this is my first experience. This will be my first campaign.
And my last, if everything goes to plan. Next down the line, it is the intern Lincoln, is that correct? As seen on the Super Late Show?
Yes, my name's Lincoln. I'm the intern for Superordinary and part-time producer of the space.
Crazy that you pull both those roles off. How did that happen?
I think it gives a good perspective, looking for both directions.
You knew a guy, he hooked you up. Fuck, I love you. So yeah, what do you do here? Helen, not yell.
I think caretaker is probably the best description. Just looking after the place.
Just taking care of business.
Yeah, the facilities manager.
Facilities manager.
You get your cool pair of sunglasses and a leather jacket for taking care of business.
And a long keychain with keys for all the facilities.
No. A cat. We just try and keep caretakers together now. And you know the Harry Potter one has a cat.
Yeah,
I was going with like caretakers and taking care of business like a cool guy, but if you're on a keychain, man.
Would you have like a big circle one you swing or on it?
Yeah, the classic one, the classic like janitor,
chattering,
the janitor one. Yeah.
Would you do the classic security thing of having more keys on there than are actually needed, so people just have to go through random keys and you just know if cool.
Thousands and thousands of keys.
The whole building's just keys. You open the door, more keys. You go to bed, finally you can get to sleep. The jangling's out of your head. What's that sound? You wake up, roll over, keys everywhere. That's the level of storytelling we'll be getting tonight. Alright, well thank you for that. I guess also, I'll get you to explain, because you make me explain every month what this building is. What is this building?
Okay, I can do that. You guys have done it plenty of times now.
You know, man.
Superordinary is a ephemeral art space.
Sorry, I've read that bio so many times. You have no idea.
That one sentence I've read, I don't know.
Ephemeral art space, yeah.
I'm actually a really big fan of the word ephemeral. Quite fond of it.
Nice.
I like
Machiavellian art space. That was our word for today, wasn't it? Machiavellian.
Yeah, Machiavellian has like quite negative.
Yeah, come on. Turn around.
So it's a 3-story office building in the Brisbane CBD, creating a space for artists to make art.
Cool. And this is it, isn't it?
We are on level 1.
Of 10.
Sure.
And underneath us, turtles all the way down.
We have 9 basements.
And we shoot on ground floor. G
for G-roll.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm
I
winging
just laid
it.
this down.
So this is
it
clearly
wasn't
this isn't
obvious,
our
and I
studio.
just realised it was right in the shot. Like I faced the camera today.
Well, I mean, you are a part-time professional vapor. Yeah.
That's actually what you do in the building,
Yeah,
isn't
show
We're
us,
on a bus.
show us a dragon.
it? Bus, yeah. Oh, it's a plane. I'm real drunk. Show us a dragon. Yeah, go on. She's actually playing the resident dragon. And next up, we have our resident dungeon. Hello. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Chris. I do graphic design for Superordinary. I pretty much do what these guys ask me to on a whim via email, usually the next day. But yeah, that's pretty much my role. I'm here to roll dice.
Grow a backbone. That's my whim for you.
Nah.
Nah, don't. We need you. We need you to stay supple and fresh. But what do you do in your spare time?
Pretty much this sort of stuff, or pretty much illustration work, or Gunpla, Gundams, that sort of stuff.
Hell yeah, brother. Give me a little gunpla.
Yeah.
What's the best Gundam Wing series?
I'm partial to 00.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still haven't watched, but I keep being told Iron Blood Orphans.
Yeah.
Well, to the most important person at the table. No, I'll do my introduction last. Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Evelyn. I co-host Super Late with St. Johnny over here.
Hello.
Nearly called you the M word. M, by the way, everyone that's listening.
Holy
An
shit.
M.
Screaming.
Oh my
Go on.
So, I
That's not a thing.
Normally-
It's not funny.
no, it was
That was terrifying.
I'm
No,
nearly
yeah,
called you
yeah,
Mason.
yeah.
Jesus.
No, I was.
So I am here to play. It's only my second mini session. I played one session with my sister, who was very good at this game, too good even. And then
Did she win?
No, she was a DM as well.
So yes.
Yeah, so they always win. Don't
Can't
they?
lose. There are no winners.
No winners.
What do you do other than this? Other than your vibe?
I work in environmental science.
Oof.
I know. And then also do some event stuff, as you all know.
Get a real job.
Yeah. Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
And art stuff. What arts projects have you done recently?
Recently, I normally do a lot of mini events pieces, so like either installations or acting spaces or that sort of thing. Not really going on at the moment. The last one I did was actually for the bushfire event at the Tivoli before COVID really kicked off.
Oh,
And then haven't done anything since because
Going
everything
from
is
the
shut.
COVID relief gigs.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we had you on the stream not but a few days ago.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Why am I here? My name's Ash. I am a resident here at Superordinary, and I'm also a muralist in Brisbane. So, yeah, and I kind of do some
So
illustrations.
cop that, bitches.
That's about it. No, I also do some illustration stuff on the side, and just trying to make it as an artist right now. See how far.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
not bad. I think. See how it
Doing
goes.
a workshop.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just in my general line of sight, Sarah. This is just.
He is like looking at me.
I do a heavy leap. My computer's there. I look up. You're looking down the barrel. She's like, "What do you want from me?" I'm like, "A lot, but we're live." That's great. Thank you for that little bio. You excited for this? You're experienced D&D
Yeah,
player
yeah.
here.
So-
14 years under the belt.
You know it. No, this is my first.
That got me. I was like, no way.
No!
What the hell?
Hey! They kept that as a secret.
No, this is my first D&D campaign, so very fresh, but really excited.
You've been pretty good so far. We had a couple of test nights just so everyone knew what to do.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, you two have played pretty well.
She's played a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, have ya?
Yeah.
That's why then.
She's in another group with me. That's why I was leaving her to last.
Oh.
She's washed up. Her career's over.
She peaked
This
5
is
games
Michael
ago.
Jordan golfing. That's what this is. Yeah, it's a reference. Do you know Michael Jordan, basketball player?
You guys
Yeah.
seen Space Jam?
Played golf. Wait, no, don't baseball. He didn't even play golf. But yeah, he did play golf in Space Jam. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, I've seen that man with a golf club.
You were telling me that when they were filming Space Jam.
Was I? I don't.
Were you?
I haven't said
No.
anything. I've never said anything. This isn't. None of this goes on record.
Okay.
This isn't a record. This is just me talking.
Don't-
What did
don't
I say?
stop.
What did I
I
allegedly
got
say?
told that so when Michael Jordan was filming Space Jam, he essentially flew all of his team when he was still playing, just for the shoot. And so when they had like
He
breaks,
practiced. He practiced.
yeah, he
was
just went
like
out in the b-ball
pre-season.
court and played with them. I thought that was nice.
I think that was in The Last Dance.
It was.
Spoke about it. I haven't
I
watched
haven't
it,
watched
but
that.
I work with a group of men. It's all we talked about for a while.
Space Jam.
Yeah. Remember
Remember.
Tiger King? Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
It felt like a year ago. No, it wasn't. But talking about Tiger Kings, I don't know. That's all I had. No, I wasn't going to take it there. Talking about Michael Jordans.
Oh, yes.
Your favourite Michael Jordan of all time? Top 10, top 10.
Wait, what? I don't know.
Who are you and what do you
Starting
do?
from top 5. Go.
Working your way backwards and then going down to 3 again. Number 1,
Top 5 Michael Jacksons. Go.
Michael Jordan.
I don't know.
Top 5 Michaels.
Michael.
We need to get to the stream. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Michael.
That would have been the best segue if your name was actually Michael.
I only
I
have one favorite.
it's me. Janella.
Your set mom.
I'm
Super
set
late
mom.
show.
I'm the mom.
You run the show.
Yeah.
You
I do
co-produce.
producer of things. And I don't know what to
Other than
say.
Superplay, is there anything else you do?
Be sad.
Is there anything else you do?
Yonder.
Is there anything else you do?
Brings us cheese tarts.
You groceries.
Cheese tarts.
I do. I cook. Yeah. I don't know what else. to
Oh yeah,
say.
hot pot mom.
You're also really good at spruiking yourself. That's okay. We're a team and we'll do it together. I lean in this camera. I'm gonna fix it. It's gonna be detrimental. How's that?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Because
It's a
before
nice
I
angle.
kept leaning in. This is my concentration zone. You'll get me writing a lot of notes, being like, yes, of course.
The sweat.
Sweat beating, veins pulsating, nose
I'd be
bleeding.
so mad if we watch this back and you can just hear me chewing popcorn.
I'd be
until I
so
go.
happy because I was like, no chips, and then you went out of your way to find something that wasn't a chip, that was still very chip-like, and sat right next to the microphone. Here, have a quick chew. Will everyone quiet? Have a quick chew.
You can hear it from here.
All right,
I'm cutting myself off.
enough of that. No more
Sorry.
of your real personalities. I'm sick of them. I don't want to hear them anymore. We're now about to play the first official session of Superordinary. D&D.
Oh, gets me every time.
Ooh.
Where's it coming from?
It
I don't
was in
know.
front of you. It was on. If you've lost your figurine, you're not getting another one.
Is it on the ground?
He's so little.
Oh my lord! I put it in.
It's when we pet the pizzas.
I'm only taking my
Crush that
dad.
pizza.
Is it in the pizza?
Wow, what a start!
Anyway.
What a start. That's an indication of where this is going.
Mungo ate as many.
Is that what that was?
Fun.
Did you carry it around to the other side?
No, I only just got my dice out.
That is another known bard.
We will find.
Right, I haven't even started. He's lost. His
Yeah, I
character's dead already.
Oh, where was it?
No, that's
new one.
another known
Oh.
bard that I have that's more like better equipped.
You are tiny.
Here you go. I think I took it back off you.
Okay.
Oh,
That's on me.
You scared me. I was like, oh no.
But I'm glad I put the fear of God in you because that's what's
You
going to
did.
happen. Death at every corner. I refuse to accept any fault in my behaviors.
My already high
That's how you
respect
grow.
for the dungeon master just tripled.
Aww, you know what?
Please don't hit me.
Oh, whoa, that's an environment. Okay, but here we are. Just vibing. It's good to be vibing again. I'll tell you what. After that little intro and minor freak out, I hope everyone's still hanging out on the stream. As we find ourselves trundling along a forest road. Plains to one side, sparse trees to the other. Following along a little track known as the Tribord Trail, if I am correct. And if I'm not correct, I'm going to change. That's the studio dog potentially getting angry at the sound effects. It happens. Go with it. Where's a map of this place? I should have handed you one. I was meant to get one printed off. I forgot.
You can print one now.
I'm not going to print one now. But you've been on the road for about 2 weeks after your little debacle in Luskin. Missed the boat. What else are you going to do? Find a job. People heading south. So you head on down to Neverwinter. And in Neverwinter, you met a few families who were looking to head out to the small startup town of Phandalin. It's probably about a couple days south and then east from where you were. And you've been travelling with these two families across their several caravans, working as hunters, guards, just help. Cost you very little because they were able to help you on your way as long as you fed yourselves and helped out. I have lost my notes, but they're back. So these hired escorts to the families of the Von Rumbelstilts, Gnomish Gem Smith family, consisting of Ponan von Rumbelstilt, his wife Fenna von Rumbelstilt, and their 12 children. Matal, Gump, Rollo, Shom, Nilly, Cirrus, Kapop, Japop, Lula, Hopcot, Fiddle, and David. David's the wayward child. They are also accompanied by not necessarily close friends of theirs, but it's known for people to pair up on these sorts of expeditions to help make it cheaper. The Strotente brothers, Vithheim, Fargus, and Trot, all with their wives, respectively Margot, Juliet, and Sonia. Their children are named, too young to be bothered with. Also, no jokes abound, so why bother? And the brothers' mother, Rizu. They've been lovely people. You've enjoyed your trip.
Thanks.
You've bonded well without necessarily feeling the need to become overly close. More close with each other. But with this morning come to pass, nice fog hugging the tree line, Rizu did let you know that her son said, "We will probably be in Phandalin by another day past. End of today, probably." Very mixed accent. She's a woman of the world.
I wasn't sure if that was meant to be the sun's voice.
No. That said, you pack up your things, get ready for a nice long day's travel. Hopefully arrive in Phandalin before the sun sets, because these roads get sketchy at night, and another night out here, it's not so good. It's at that moment I am going to press the correct sound pack, because I just realised I duped up. Not much difference, but a subtle ambience of card. I wonder if the stream can even hear it. But the people at the table love it. I can see it in their quivering, trembling lips.
In case you can't hear it, here's a little taster.
Just put that over there.
Stand under the window late at night. If I put it there, you usually can't hear me. Can you guys hear it down under the table?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, cool.
A bit more bassy.
Just generally spreads. I don't know. If I put it there, you usually can't hear me. Can you guys hear it? Yeah. We're getting a little check, an audio check. Do you want to pause it over here?
Interns on the audio.
You hear it.
Yeah, cool.
Hey.
Yeah, and that audio is brought to you by Sirenscape. Not sponsored, but just
If you're watching.
if you're watching, look at this high class stuff. I know you sponsor the big guys. I'll get ready for another one.
Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. Dungeon Builder Studios.
Thanks, Dungeon Builder Studios.
Awesome. I don't know what any of that meant, but I'm happy.
It's in the chat.
In the chat.
Ah. Well, thank you, chat. I forgot we had a
Dungeon
chat.
Builder Studios is the person's name.
Oh, cool, Dungeon Builder Studios. Well, thank you for recognizing our talent or lack thereof. Stay in your lane. No, okay. Far out. Back in the game. Heads. Action. I'm nervous.
You're all nervous.
I know. The tension is
It's a first stream.
Like,
Like, I've played years of this game, but never with a camera on me, catching my every bullshit. Usually you slip up on a word and you're like, it's fine, they weren't paying attention, they're half drunk. And it's at that moment, as we're sitting on the cart, trundling along, some of you walking alongside, it's not fast pace. Some of you perhaps riding one of the horses on a break. We cut to the camera scrolling across. Sort of imagine one of those shots where it's just sitting stationary and all the carts are going past. And then it locks onto one person, sitting idly. I like to imagine he's probably sitting at the back of the caravan, of the wagon itself, feet hanging loosely off the edge, turning a blade or a coin over in his hand. Not maliciously, not a loan shark, but just likes to be familiar with the things in his possession. Varys, what do they see? How would you describe this
I mean,
creature?
they're out of the trees now, right? Or are they still in the trees?
We're sort of on a road. I imagine that there's sort of just loose tree line to one side and it goes into like a bit of a rolling hills off to the other. We've just...
Yeah, so most people are just casually looking out over the hills and just seeing what they can see. Every now and then you'll see a rabbit sort of dart around the trees.
But what do we see? No, you! What do you look like?
What do
this
I look
elf
like?
man that we found on the back of the caravan.
You don't even care about how
Come
I look.
on, we need to know.
Well, look, I'm a wood elf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and pretty young. Dark hair, quite long hair down to the mid back, but tied back a bit so it's out of my face and doesn't affect me too much when I'm doing things or in combat. I carry a long bow and 2 short swords.
Long bow and 2 short swords. Well equipped. A man about town. Well, as we're zoomed in on this man about town in his well-equipped manner, I like to imagine the camera focuses in on the item that you're turning over in your hand. What item do you think it would be?
If you're referring to the ring.
Turning a signet ring over in his hand.
That's correct, yeah. It's, it doesn't look like much at the glance, and when you look closely, it is quite simple, apart from...
The dog bark, but it resonates from it at random occurrences. Thank you for protecting us, Winston, even though we're one story up.
And you'd barely notice it. Like, you wouldn't notice this ring whatsoever. But something about it draws your eye. Not how it looks, but something else. Okay. So it's one of the first things you notice about Varys.
Okay.
This ring. And it's inscribed with an Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Which is something for our viewers to look up, because I don't want to explain that too much for everyone else at the table here who might not know what that is. We'll let that play out in its own time, but imagine the camera zooms in on you turning this ring around in your fingers. You fade to black and open back up. I'm not going to change the audio because I don't think I have one ready. Actually, I might, but we're not going to, because I don't want to ruin the ambience like I have already. I'm just going to turn it down. There, standing in a kitchen, busy, probably some sort of rush hour or dinner time. Pots and pans banging away. It's a loud place, various steams pouring out of things, odours, smells of all various fresh varieties. This is a high-standing kitchen. But in this kitchen, filled with elves, is one particular individual standing next to a halfling on a tall step to put himself on a good hat. An even taller hat on top of the halfling. Now, you must first butter the quail, and then the seasoning. Always, Varys, always! Halfling barks.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef, replies the young elf. Good stuff! Change the scene. The elf is now standing out in an alleyway. Behind, as the camera sort of pulls into the alley, you can tell it's got that sign sort of out the front. They give you that whole scene setting thing as we pull in. Excuse me, Mungo, if my camera terminology is horrible.
I'm ignoring it.
I'm going to just keep saying panning. I remember I was on a shoot once with you, and I said panning, and they're like, that's not what panning is. I was like, it's moving. It's pan.
Track.
But anyway, sorry. It's a cool evening. It's nice. It zooms in, tracks in. On the tracks.
Hands in.
Hands in, zooms, flashbangs, the zips. Oh, hello.
Oh.
We have a resident entering. Hello, Gus.
Come in.
Please.
Come stand a wave to the camera.
Have a quick wave.
Sit away from where?
Oh,
No,
from
come
here.
here.
Yes, we stand here.
I'll stand right here.
No, you don't.
Well, the camera's over here, so if you stand here, you'll be safe.
Yeah. You want a cheese
And that's
cart?
how you get Gus into shot.
The cheese what?
Enjoy a cheese
Cart?
cart.
There.
Snack. We're just doing D&D for the first session.
Cheese
I'm
cart.
having a tough time to set the scenes. I'm nervous, but thank you.
Alright, so we're in the
Okay.
kitchen.
So, no, we're out of the kitchen.
Out of the
We're in the alleyway. We're doing good? Oh, bless. Okay, we zoom in. He's standing behind the foremost top elven cuisine restaurant in all of Waterdeep. A bustling, busy city. Quite a nice place too. I mean, it has all the intrigues and drippings of any normal city of the Sword Coast, but here's what it is. But the elf stands there holding his hat in his hands. He looks up at the night sky, peeking between the jagged rooftops, and he thinks, there has to be more than this. Surely, something more. He's doing well. He's been chosen to be the chef's personal apprentice. This was one of the first jobs he picked up, and he's doing great. As he's thinking, he loves his job. Suddenly, a scream echoes out in the alley. Varys! Your break ended 2 minutes ago! In, you lazy elven! Get your lazy elven ass back in here! We have sun elf cold fruit soups to cook! Enough of your daydreaming!
Yes, chef.
He walks back in, putting his hat on, fingering the silver signet ring around his finger. There has to be more. We zoom back out, panning across in circles, tighter and tighter, until we're back at the caravan. Somewhere else in the caravan. Where would you see yourself in one of these events, you?
Me,
Hmm.
probably hitting on anything that moves.
They're all families and children.
Wouldn't stop me.
There's a reason why.
I'm on a quest to
You've been
find my
with them
true
for a
love.
while.
Thunder builders. Hey guys.
And we after having had all your affronts shot down over the last week, I suppose you find yourself just running through things in your head, what you could have, should have, would have done. Oh, if only next time I'll do this. Make sure I'm clean, all good. This isn't the trappings you're used to. Or is it? Ooh, intrigue. But as you're there thinking away, do one of those camera pans. Oh, sorry. Just fucking with you now. As we've switched to a scene where soft light. Don't make me ask us to leave. No. For your characters, you'll get your turn, and we all need to remember.
He just said hi guys.
Oh, hi, Gus.
Soft light.
Yeah. Okay. Soft light flirts with the tree line and onto the brow of an elven boy who is lying under an enormous oak-type tree. It stands 5 stories tall, but isn't even the tallest tree in this forest. And it's strange, colourful creatures, some glowing, some even phasing in and out of place as they fly and run by, clutter all amongst its branches. A very peculiar sight for those not used to it. He's just chilling. He rolls over to his friend beside him. Do you really think we can be in great adventures like your grandfather Bandor? Oh boy, I bet we can. We can do anything. One just has to try. You know what? Bet you at the top of this very tree here, we'll find treasure beyond our wildest dreams. Last one to the top's a broken pseudo-dragon's wing, and the boy takes off and begins to race to the top of the tree, already 2 branches ahead of the other. Hey, just wait a minute! He begins to roll over and stand up. He begins to climb. Feels a strange shadow pass over him, and a hand land on his head and tussle his hair. Boy. Oh, you don't want to go up that tree. You want to chase the wind with some real adventurers, no? You turn around. You see a smiling, Eladriel woman, hair autumn red, and voice crackling as the matching leaves. You feel unsure, but we flash back to you, precariously running lines of how to get it on in the back of the caravan.
Wow.
Next we flick to young man, probably riding off one of the horses to the front, taking his duties very diligently. Sword always on the hilt at the ready, armour meticulously put together. I forgot to ask you though, how would you describe yourself? As the camera quickly pans back.
I'm a tall, quite muscularly built elder and warlock elf. I'm quite young, so I'm only 19, which, as you all that know elves, that's particularly young.
Child
they live
even.
forever. Forever and ever. I've got brunette auburn hair, which is clipped shortly on the back and sides of my head, and a neatly pulled bun.
Would you say
on the top?
Your hair always stays the exact same tone and vivacity and texture, or would it change every now and again?
It sometimes changes if I'm in a good, bad mood.
It's a funny
Depending.
sort of elf. Okay. Very handsome young lad.
Very handsome.
Not as handsome as the dashing man we were talking about before, standing at the forefront. We'll call it the panned direction of the caravan. Pan forth, I believe is what they call it, because you pan to get there. This bit's dead.
This is just camera facts.
This bit's just dead. But how would you describe yourself, Pete?
Well, I also am 19, but in comparison to a young elf, I actually look like a little boy child. Whereas, an elf looks like a chiseled man.
A 19-year-old elf is pretty young. It's a child. They don't hit their teens till they're 50.
No, they normally they can be fully grown at around.
They look like a 19-year-old. But what?
It calls me kid all the time anyway.
It's
but because I am.
Yes.
Very thin, wiry. Red hair, very red. A very pale complexion. Nose and ears go very red in the cold. Blue eyes.
So you'd imagine they're a little bit runny right now.
Yes, I sport flannel and jeans from my homeworld underneath my armour, and I always have my sword Avanti at my side, which is built from my broken bike that I had when I first came here. But yeah.
Let's leave something for the viewers in later episodes. But that's a lot of intrigue. What do you mean? It's as he's got his hand on the hilt of that trusted sword Avanti, forged for him out of his bike. We pan to another shot. Until you give me another word to you. No, we fade to black. Open back up. Swinging wooden practice swords, 2 young men clad head to toe in armour compete blow for blow. It's a hard-worn fight, called, though, with the piercing ring of a whistle. Alright, boys, that's enough. Here, I'm going to have to repolish my armour before the big reenactment this weekend, so better, wind this up, eh? Oh, yeah. True. Dunhill then removes his helmet, shakes his red hair. It's all matted and sweaty. It's not very flattering in the large sports lights of the local hockey field. Rent's cheaper than the football field, as long as they don't scuff the course. Alright, let's turn it in. Let's Let's get to the lockers and get out of this tin. I gotta return this to Dave anyways. I'm borrowing half of his gear at the moment. They walk off to the locker rooms. It's there, we flash forward to him, walking his bike home at night via an underpass, where he sees 5 strangely dressed men harassing a homeless man. Normally, Pete Dunhill is an everyday's man. But there's always this bite in his heart when things go wrong. And yet again, before he even knows it, he's shouting out. Leave him the fuck alone! What is he doing? He's gonna get himself killed, he thinks to himself. But next thing, he has his practice sword in hand. He fights hard and valiantly, but their sheer numbers and surprising skill beat the ever-loving shit out of this kid. And as he lays there, taking blow after blow to the body and head from these thugs, a bright flash of light pierces his entire field of vision. Suddenly, quiet. And as everything begins to fade to black in the depths of his subconscious, as he pulls away, trying to hang on, he hears an old man's voice say, "Oh, time to go home." Boom. Back on his horse, where he looks like he belongs. Anaricia, I like to imagine you would be probably playing with the gnome kids. Gnomes are a pretty eclectic bunch, and you, being a tiefling, have faced the odd upturned nose at your appearance in certain places. It's not uncommon for you, so anywhere where you can find more family love, I'd imagine that's where you'd be vibing out, having fun with the kids, teaching them something, showing them a cantrip or two. And why is that? What do you look like, Anaricia?
I have rosy red skin with dark purple hair, like a bob cut, like my hair now, with horns and a tail. Yes, I guess. What?
Project to the microphone.
I am projecting. Yeah, and yeah, I like my tail a lot.
You like your tail a
I
lot.
like my tail.
We like you a lot.
Oh, thank you.
So I imagine you're playing with the kids by using your tail maybe as like a bit of fetch or keep away, and you're using your tail as an unfair advantage as some of these young gnomish children who are absolutely tiny creatures because the adults only grow to about 3 feet.
Never thought about
Their
that.
children are
Baby
tiny.
gnomes, they're
Tiny.
so small.
Tiny little, they look like a baby running around. Little giant heads on them too. Weird, but lovely. Crazy, crazy people. Good to know. Great for a beer. People think dwarves good for a beer. Gnomes, good for a time. But
Hello.
here you are, stream dog. So, there you are, playing with them. But, even though you're having fun now, there's a thought that you just can't shake. Whenever things get too good, this comes biting at the back of your mind. And it's something one of them says, calls out, "Hey Dad!" Just strikes a memory. As we cut to you, sitting on another wagon, a more homely wagon. This is the 3rd town in as many months, Dad. Can't we just settle for a while? You're getting too old to travel this much anyway. We zoom out. Huh? Is that right? Or we pan outward to show a young red-skinned tiefling, a younger Anaricia than what we see now. Standing next to a worn man in traveller's clothes, next to an equally worn horse, pulling an equally worn house-styled wagon. There's ones with the cute little roofs and windows, there's pots and pans hanging off it. This is a home. No matter where they are, you think they might be at home. Come now, Anaricia. We have to find work where we can. So we cut forward in a linear time pan. So I run out of them. To her gathering water by a stream in one of the pails. Everything you own is also very reloved.
Reloved, I like that.
Yeah, not pre-loved, reloved. I mean, this has gone through a ringer already. But she hears shouts, voices raising in anger. She drops the pail, runs back through the wood, back to where her father was, the clearing, to where the shouts are. But as she goes to enter the clearing, she sees her father arguing with 4 peculiar cloaked figures. From living a long life on the road, she knows sometimes it's best to lay in wait, keep the advantage of the unknown. People don't know what they don't know. That can be best, especially with horns like these. Her father and the figures argue for a while as she overhears him lie about how he is alone, who he is, and where they're travelling. The usual grift to keep her safe. These are troubling times sometimes. Troubling places some places. Eventually, the men leave. Or the figures leave. Ooh. One of them's just got a thick boot arm. And that's the only dude in the group. Eventually they leave, and she calls out a bird call. Common thing between her and her father. And waits her response for the all clear. She enters the clearing to see her father. He is so overjoyed that she is well and safe, and embraced in a warm hug. She feels a tear fall onto her forehead. We must leave again, my sweet. Again, sadly, Anaricia, we must leave.
But I don't want to leave.
Back. Wow! Huh? What an emotional ride. We've had kitchens, bicycles, people trying to get laid by trees.
Anything, really.
Anything goes with this upstart group. How many do we have left? 2 to go. I wonder who's next on this randomly generated list. Well, I'll tell you. He's sitting amongst, surprisingly, not the other gnomes. He wants to meet some people. He's a man, he's comes with a pan flute. He's a man who likes stories.
Man with a pen.
Man with a pan. Maybe he's already canvassed all of the people in the gnomish group, and now he wants to learn more from the others, and he's gained a bit of confidence, perhaps. There you are sitting, talking. Every now and again, I like to imagine, while the other people are talking, you might ambiently tap away, hum a little tune, whistle, get the pan flute out if it's been a while since you've had a turn to chat. And it's not that you're being rude. I like to think that you're more comprising poems, sonnets, and tales. How to retell this story? What best would go? What flourish? What pizzazz? How, if you had a camera, would you pan it?
Where am I going? Yes. Anyway.
Would you pan to flute?
Sure, yeah.
Pan flute. His chosen instrument. Full circle. And Ouroboros of panning, if we could. Completely unintentional. Am I saying that? Is that how do you say it?
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Ouroboros. Can we get one from Winston? Okay. How do you look? What do you look like?
So, I've just actually turned 100 very recently. And I'm
Happy birthday!
Yes.
Happy
I'm
birthday.
a little deep gnome.
A Sifneblin, for those who don't know.
Yes. I'm quite small, as most gnomes are.
Yes.
I'm just over 3 foot.
Just over 3 foot. But proud of it.
Yeah, I'm very proud. 3'1" with shoes on.
3.5.
Classic onyx dark skin of the Sifneblin people. The
But
jet black.
I've never lived underground. So I'm a bit less.
Bit less so.
Yeah, I'm not quite as as dark and gloomy looking.
Yeah.
So I've seen the world. I've got
It's got a
some.
fresh
Because they do have like a
stone.
stone, an onyx to a stone
know
finished
that.
skin. Not like a heavy melanin. Like it's more of a way that they blend in the Underdark, because dark vision is in shades of black and white. So a lot of the races down there match the rocks around them.
Like
Yeah.
those cave fish.
Like the cave fish. Which ones? Don't worry, we'll discuss it later. Like a cave fish.
I'm like I look exactly like a cave fish.
Which is funny because we're going to pan to a cave fish.
Can we bring up a cave?
Yeah, can we bring up a cave? Jamie, can we have a cave
Play
fish?
the cave fish.
Cave fish sounds. Here we have Leal. It was Sir Leal the Fourth.
Yes.
All right, I'll allow it. So we come to your breakaway, your montage, your little treat, little tickle. A gnomish family sits eating dinner in a comfy, not overly but well furnished, very knick-knacky dining room, I suppose. It's sort of those dining room lounge room combos. As we watch them through a glass paned window, I think in one of those classic, lots of little small panes and the lead finishing. And we shift the focus out as we realize we see a figure standing outside the window looking in from a shadowy outside. Just past the light where the window's light would shine out and allow them to see. Very aware of not to be seen. He's looking in. Or they're looking in. Ooh. A cold hand is planted on their shoulder. A shudder of goosebumps race across their skin. And a flicker in his heartbeat. No. We are going to do it. Why wait? Why tease it out? Their blood is our meal. Their screams, our sustenance. I am so hungry. Aren't you? Cut to the family in the room, laughing at each other as they dish out food and drink. A child notices a figure at the window. Barely. Touches his father's arm. They pause. The door opens. Oh, Leal! Glad you could make it! The man says heartily. Please, sit down, we're about to eat! Christiana, he points to his wife. This is the traveller I was telling you about. The one who helped me with the wheel for my wagon, helped me right it back on. It's the only way I could get back out to town. If it wasn't for him, I would have been food for the wolves. They look over and see Leal sitting down. A warm, hearty smile across his face as he pulls up a seat. Back to the caravan.
Leal's a bad boy.
That was it. That was everyone. Except for one. Don't worry, I have a list.
But what do you look like?
I have very shaggy, longish,
It was the first one.
orange, wiry hair. I'm young adult looking. Because gnomes live quite a long time, but
Quite
I
a
am
while. 100
quite
years.
small
Yeah.
still.
How long do they live?
300 plus.
Whoa.
So he's probably around in his 30s.
Oh,
I'm
looking
also
fresh.
a bit large.
A bit large.
Yeah, I'm a stocky boy.
Chungus.
I mean, like muscular or
Chundi.
No.
Big,
I spent too
rungus.
long on the pan flute and not running.
Not
I'm indulgent.
you're a chubby flautist.
the best
Big boned.
flautist.
Big boned 3 foot.
I
nine.
heard the best pianists are chubby.
I can't play the piano.
No, neither.
Just woodwind. just woodwind.
I wouldn't know though.
by a chubby pianist.
A chubby pianist, apparently. I had a girl tell me, it's the girth of the pianist, not the height.
I thought it was what you do on the piano.
It is what you do on the piano. It's a little joke. We do those from time to time. But here we are. I'd say, and correct me if I'm wrong, just through reading through backstories and trying to get a bead of these characters. Have I got a bead on them thus far? Have I been feeling it out?
Mm-hmm.
If I haven't, I don't care. No, I do. Talk to me afterwards. Let's have a fight. I would imagine that you're not far from Anorisia. You two seem quite inseparable. Not sisters, more sisterhood of the travelling pants. Never watched the movie. I just heard someone say it as a reference once and kept going. So I imagine I'm right. The power of being a man. So...
That's the only one.
Yeah. Oh. And the pianist! The tiny man who follows you playing piano. It's a thing. But I'd say you more head in the books though. You're a bit of an academic, a bit of a studier. Whether it's an item that took your particular interest, a bit of literature, or just practicing a skill, or honing the history of your ancient bloodline.
Yep.
What would you look like if I would have to describe you in a police lineup?
Should we start with my character's name, or...?
I'm gonna let you say
Yeah.
it.
Lilali.
Iari.
There's 3 L's.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more time for the stream.
Iari. Illari. Iari. Iari is a high elf. She's about 170 centimeters tall, so a little bit on the taller side. Ish.
Almost 3 of me.
Almost 3 of you.
No, 2.
Oh man.
I was like, I'm off, but anyway, keep going.
3 chubby flautists.
It's very wide. If you put him sideways, it's stacked him.
Yeah.
You need a saxophonist. So yeah, and how does she appear?
Yeah, so she has long dark hair, really, really long, down to her waist, with odd braids here and there and small brass bits of wire and rings holding them together, kind of like little trinkets here and there through her hair. She's got deep grey skin, and on her cheekbones, which are very pointy, on her collarbone, which is very pointy and comes to little like nubs, and same with her elbows. She's got a little bit of a shimmer to scales that she has.
Little metallic shimmer.
Yeah, metallic shimmer.
Constant bronzer.
Or highlighter.
Get on that, Kardashians. Wait, is that the thing from Star Trek, or is that the people? Cardassians is the Star Trek one, the cooler ones. But also, so you look like the mix between a Cardassian and a Kardashian. Grey skin, pointed features,
Some faint
very
scales.
bronzed. That's a deep nerd joke. I see none of you watch Star Trek. That's your homework.
Where's Blake?
Metallic.
Metallic.
Yeah, so
I'm horrible for this.
she wears pretty earthy, simple clothes. Nothing too shiny, nothing that stands out too much. And she moves lightly and quietly, just like any elf, but probably a little bit more hidden in a way, trying not to bring attention to herself.
Used to staying in the shadows.
Your ladies are gonna need to shut me down. You both sound...
Like a HR case.
Scaly and bony. Okay.
That's my type.
That's
what
how you
can I
like
say?
them. That's how you like them.
Really and bony.
There is no body
Castle
shaming
white
at
hair.
this table.
Nice.
Stony and bony. Now, it's interesting you mentioned shadows, because you start nowhere near any in this little story. As we do our last pan of the evening, and we pan to the younger. Panning's the across one, right?
Yes. Yes.
But this way, or like, or
Like
is
that.
it
On
not?
the spot, yeah.
That's pen.
What's this?
Track.
Tracking, and that's
Yeah.
tracking.
Right? Tracking, right?
Yeah.
So if
With
you
a
like
few
would a
different
pan
ones.
really quick and like a PowerPoint presentation,
Yeah.
and we could swap that way. And
Start
with a sound
We can
effect,
call
it
it
goes,
PowerPoint.
wuggle, 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 and then we get to this scene. Really setting it.
Okay.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn things. Okay. It's a young, grey-skinned elven girl walking a pathway through a forest. She's been away from home. It's not an unusual thing, but for the first time in a while, it's probably maybe as she's getting older, closer to independence. She's away for a bit longer this time. Comes back with a different skip to her step. A new thing or two in her hair of brass implements. And as she leaves the forest path, she walks up a stone walk edged by flowers and veggie patches. Wild flowers, but ones planted. It's a nice cottage scene we're setting. Nestled away on the edge of town. A comfortable place where people could probably live a more private life and do what they need to do. She enters the cottage, entering straight into a kitchen. You know that sort of main cottage area? We're talking like that open floor plan, something we'd really like in the upper suburbs. Enter a dark cottage kitchen. Strangely so. Why are there not candles lit or any shutters open? What is that smell? Is it spoilt meat? She lifts the candle, and with the flick of her finger, she lights it. Little magical cantrip. So, as her eyes adjust to the glow of the light and she holds it aside, the light of the candle pulls back the darkness. It's flicking at the darkness to show two adult figures hung to the walls, limbs removed.
Jeez.
Rotting smell of entrails spills. Chew marks. Symbols drawn repeatedly across the room, again and again in a scrawling, unorganized fashion. Almost like an arrow trying to follow itself. She drops the candle. She hears laughter. Quickly, she lights the tip of her finger, be it the candle, and looks over to the corner of the room and the darker shadows where the laughter is coming from. Sees a small, childlike figure who sits hunched, glistening and wet with blood and entrails, laughing. What have you done? Cut back to the caravan.
Jesus. I went for a beer at the wrong time. Came back and I was like, what the hell?
It's been a long day on the caravan. Cracking it into canny ASMR.
A few cold boys.
Been a long day on the caravan with the Stratantes and the Rumblestilts. Now quickly, this is a different episode to like any other. We are going to spend a bit of time getting to know like that. We're not going to do that every episode. We're not really going to talk about who we are. We just, you know, this is a reference. If anyone wants to find out, go back to episode 1, you know, get to the real stuff. But I'd just like to quickly just ask a couple questions. Are there any characters here related to each other? So you're all in the bone zone? This is more for Sarah. For you.
Don't let my dreams be dreams.
What?
No one's related by blood, but we've got some friendships. that
Right.
exist.
Which is a strong bond.
So that leads into my next question. For the people at home, what has kept this party together? You've travelled a long way with this family. I mean, you could have hopped off at any time. What's kept you here?
Well, we worked on that job.
We were
We
curious.
worked together,
Yeah.
yeah.
For a day!
One
But we worked
day.
so well together.
So well.
Yeah.
We made a lot of gold,
Yeah.
And
Like
we're
a bunch
yeah.
of gold.
We're like, which way are you going? And we all pointed in the same direction. We're like, okay, cool.
At
Like,
first,
do
I was
you
Use
meant
your
to be.
compass, friend.
This is like the equivalent of a bunch of people meeting in the smoko on a heavy
Yeah.
gun, and now you
Yeah.
just know them for the next 9 years.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it.
Isn't that how we know each other?
Don't know. I'd like to say professionally, it was a different time. We were different people. He's changed. But okay, so that's what's keeping the party together. It's just a heckin' good time. You felt in this week you've become closer. You think you would have, any of you would have pushed further away.
Sorry, dungeon builder.
What did Dungeon
Sorry.
Builder say?
Oh, that was
That was
loud.
really loud.
Oh, the cat. Alrighty.
I don't know why I was put next to the mic because
I
I'm
don't
like definitely
know.
the most
I
disruptive.
didn't want you next to me, and I like to put
In the
a
middle.
good spread. Yeah, I don't like this boys versus girls mentality.
Oh, we didn't even notice we did that.
Yeah, this is a high school dance. Rules
Well, to be
based
fair,
between
we're
all
best
the people
buds, so
times.
I want to be able to make eye contact
Yeah.
throughout
Be
the...
able
We
to,
bounce
like-
off each other.
That's
Yeah,
good. I
yeah.
can work with that excuse. The rest
Yeah.
of you, though.
Yeah, what the hell, guys?
What the fuck,
Jesus.
man? What the fuck?
We're friends.
Yeah.
None of us are friends.
I was codependent. I was just dependent at first, but now I feel like I'm fitting in.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, in.
The character.
Oh! I was gonna say bud! That was for a while! Like a hot while! Really?
Just felt like sharing my feelings.
Okay,
for
no,
reason.
yeah, so as the back to the real band, the real group, getting the band back together. So yeah, you guys, so you found, maybe this is the first bond you've come across in this one.
Well, it's the first people I've really met, and it seemed to work out.
Sup?
Hey,
Hey.
thanks for.
I imagine there's a lot of that at dinner. Like, you guys are like, yeah, we're friends. It's like housemates. It's like, hey, what's up? No, nothing much. Do dishes? Yeah, man, I'll get to it. See you later. Might have a drink. Oh, cool, let me know, man. Come up, they've left their light on. There's 20 plates in the room. You're like, cool. Anyway, if Jethro, you're watching, let me fucking act. I love you.
buddy.
But Artie won't come home because of you. We're missing one of our sons. What does each character like most about being here or the other venturing party members? What's a thing? Who do you vibe? I want to know.
Nobody's told me to shut up yet. I've hardly put down my instruments.
And you just
And I'm
like,
still going.
We're vibing it. Normally you get told to
It
pan it
was-
with a pan flute, but
Yeah,
we're like...
and they're like, I've slowed the party down a few times, and no one's really gotten that upset at me.
I just carry you.
Yeah, this is great.
We just
Well,
throw
funny.
you into the
The-
danger.
the caravan has to stop every now and again because Leal will just be staring out into the distance.
What,
You guys
what-
won't have even noticed that the caravan's kept rolling for a while, and you have to come back and get him.
Yeah, I'm worried about you, man. Now I've heard that backstory.
He's just
Ooh.
he's writing sonnets. He's writing sonnets.
I'm thinking.
Troubled artist. Anyway, quit your thinking. You're not getting paid for it.
No.
I'm not. I refuse to. Thank you. That's the broken look we want. Well, far out. I forgot I was playing a game. I was like, what's going on?
It's story time now.
It's story time.
No D&D.
Get ready for some real Dungans and Daggans.
Some Dundee.
Some Dundee.
So this was the last beer. I'm sorry, I had to tell everyone. I still drank it.
So there's a new rule called
It's a bottle of sparkling in
negative
there.
inspiration for the whole game. All rolls Sarah makes are at disadvantage. Anyone who talks to Sarah, disadvantage. We call that dogging. Okay.
I'll add it to my background.
You've made good time today. Nothing's gone wrong. No intrusions, no interruptions. People, you know, you're in that end of the race. You just sort of final push to get there. Why let it take another day if it could? Let's just get it done. The horses can rest when we're there. We can rest when we're there. Fun fact: anyone actually ridden a carriage or a wagon like for a while? Not relaxing. There's like even in like buggies that have some sort of spring leaf spring suspension. The others none, and you're just like, and you are tired. You can't just like, yeah, you're like, Yeah, it's like being on a boat for a while. You're just like, wow, I'm weirdly tired. So any of you who are like, no, but we were riding all day, go fuck yourself.
10 health points down.
You peel over the terrain, panning upwards along the road. I gotta stop. Everyone gets inspiration for dealing with the panning. I'm not giving you that one.
Wow.
Thanks, Dad.
Pass them down.
I already got one.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
he doesn't get another one. He dobbed himself in. Good stuff, guys. Thank you. Very patient. I really want to get this part over because I'm done talking. But
hang on.
is it an instant play?
Yeah.
Ignore those.
Oh.
No, usually if it's an instant play, let me know.
Okay.
This one, we're not using that rule set. It's about NPC grouping. You don't want that one. I'll mix it in. It'll do nothing for you. It's going to give you everyone the effects of a short rest.
Lit.
There
You
you
guys
go.
want a short rest?
You've rested. Everyone make sure you're long
Rested.
rested and put 150 XP on from last time. Okay, as you go over, nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains is the mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 or 50 small log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops. Hey, bud.
Yes.
What surrounds the newer houses and shops?
Jesus.
We're gonna get into town, and you're gonna be like, "What does it look like?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not on the cart. I'm sitting here."
Could even long rested.
Okay. You know, just like no. Here, that should be. This is on me. Let me know if you need to discuss stuff like that. I would much rather happily pause than like backtrack because it's hard to keep my brain on a swivel because I'm a decrepit old man.
So you can talk about panning for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this, baby. No, just let me know. Like, let me know, and I'll help you with your stuff. And then, because I want to.
We're listening, Dad. We're listening.
I'm
You made your
good,
point.
thank you, Mum.
Jesus.
I just realised it sounded harsh. The mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 to 50 simple log
40.
buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing that this must have been a much larger, more established town in centuries past. On the mend, rebuilding. Part of the reason why you thought to head this way. Gotta be work in a town like Phandalin. Phandalin's residents are quiet, hard-working folk who came from the distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wildernesses. It's a frontier town. There's money to be lost, money to be made, dreams to be shattered. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, and possibly the worst profession of all, children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons within easy reach in case of a need for arms should arise. Visitors are welcome here, particularly if you have coin to spend and news to share. The Stonehill Inn is at the centre of the town, and it looks like it would offer modest lodging and meals. It's also when you were told. Need a place to stay in Phandalin? I hear the Stonehill Inn in the centre. A couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside the town hall, the town master's hall. So as you're pulling in, I imagine you're seeing all this as you're riding through this small 40 house town. I mean, it's a small country town, rebuilt. So just a couple doors down from the inn, outside the town master's hall, it's clearly a more established house and residence with a bigger hall attached to it, where gatherings and meetings could happen. Posted out front is a board, job board for adventurers, with a strange lack of jobs posted currently.
Oh, damn it.
But there is some.
There's some.
There's one.
You thought a place like this would be like bustling with jobs to be done? There's a few mangy looking notes on there. Probably ones that have been sitting there for a bit. Less
Bad
wanting.
job.
Yeah, tasker
jobs.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Fiverr shit. This
What's
is
that?
this is Fiverr territory.
Half of
What's
us
Agile
create
Scout?
crime, the other half get paid to solve it. We split the money.
DM's worst nightmare. I'll do it. I'll let it happen.
No, it's fine, Dad. We're listening.
Nah. Anything's possible in the town of Phandalin. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go? The two families. Would you shake your hand?
Thank you.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
kids.
Bye.
Feenan and Vina,
Don't
12
play with
children.
Give the
and
horse back.
Reezy.
Tails anymore,
One-
okay?
Immediately.
David,
David.
you stop. Okay.
David, you shit.
You.
What's with David's? Jesus.
This is a crazy name. Some of the woodcutters. You see some of them pull up to a place that looks more like a shop front, much as you could have at a place out here, and the other part are going to secure lodgings at the inn, while the gem cutting family head southward towards what appears to be an area where there's a lot of workers gathering. It's hard to tell from it, it's sort of tucked away, but there's a bit of a smokestack coming from there. Could assume both have gone to relevant places for their trade, looking for tools of their trade, further supplies, because you do know that the woodcutters are continuing on to a woodcutting outpost outside of town. Probably not tonight, that's why they're getting lodgings in town. But, what would you like to do?
I feel like he spoke about that last one the most, so we should go there.
Oh, no, that's just me rambling.
Okay.
Oh, God, no, don't go off that.
On the map, I saw a place. It's called Shrine of Luck, but I thought it said Shrine of Fuck.
What
Oh.
are you doing on the map,
Oi.
kids?
Send me
We're not allowed
this.
on the map.
You're not allowed on that map. I'll send you a player version, which is what I was getting at
Oh.
now.
Oh.
Anyway,
We need to make some coin, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll allow it as a
Definitely.
newbie mistake. But
no Shrine of Fuck for you.
Damn.
We've never found that.
What, making the coin or the map thing?
Is
The
there
map
any
thing.
jobs? There's no jobs.
No, the coin is, I
Do
feel
we
like, what
wanna
we're
go
meant to be
to
doing.
The inn.
I'm-
Their
Well, I
notice
think-
board
do
has
you
got
think-
Yeah, we
sweet
should
fuck
look.
all on it.
No,
so.
but it said there was a couple
just for
things
future,
there. We should
yeah,
have a
there's
look.
like player maps and DM maps. If you Google them out, you'll probably get a DM map and it'll have information that you might are supposed to find, or like secret doors and things. Ooh, there are secret doors. But well, the places you would have seen on that, I'll argue it's not that picky. You lucked out because the Shrine of Luck is right in the center of town where you'd be. Why is the inn? Stony Hill Inn. Yeah. If you'd see the Shrine of Luck, there is across from you. I can describe it for you. It's sort of seems to be the only temple or shrine that you've seen so far in Phandalin. It seems to be made up of stones taken from nearby ruins and placed into like a sort of arch, a reliquary more than a temple itself. It's a little bowl there filled with coins, just sitting on it.
Interesting.
And
Let's not steal from
sort of
it.
larger
Sounds like a
coin
trap.
hanging up in it. I'd say, I'll give it to you. You guys know the religions of the area. You know that this would be dedicated to Tamora, the goddess of luck and good fortune. And it's good luck to toss a coin in.
Well, we'll get some coins first.
I always
Then we
have
can
some from
toss
the
them in.
last mission.
You do have a little bit of coin.
Oh, you got your, yeah. So
Oh,
just to
yeah,
give
yeah.
a
Have you
bit of
got nothing
backstory.
left?
No.
Little
No,
child
I gave it
stole
back. I gave
Dunhill's
it back.
purse.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Great
cuts his bag.
in their bounding.
I got robbed.
And then they
Stole
tried to
what?
stab him and they were stopped by townsfolk.
So we're by this Shrine of Luck.
Yeah, so you're in that area in the... Oh my lord. Oh, that's
Can I
why
throw a
I've got
silver in the
multiple
bowl,
browns.
sir?
You can throw a silver in the bowl.
I'm going to throw a silver in the bowl.
Yeah.
I wanna.
You toss
Good luck.
a silver in the bowl. A dragon appears. No.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
We killed everyone on episode
Thus
1.
giving the game its name.
Season 2 next week.
But we're all new characters because everyone died.
It's as the coin tinks in, coming out from a building behind the little shrine. You see a lady who is clearly a member of the cloth, so sister. You can imagine a sister to Tamar. Lightly grained hair, aged but soft aging features. A human, probably in her late 40s, early 50s. It's hard to tell if she's just aged well or harshly and is just good looking with a hard life on the frontier. Either way, in a soft, caring voice, why, thank you, child. May Tamora's blessing be upon you. May I help any of you? You appear new to town. Lodgings are just over there at Stone Hills Inn. If you're passing through Barfin's Provisions at the end there, where the rest of your caravan seem to have already made it. If anything other than that, there is a job board, but we would appreciate if you'd keep to yourselves in these trying times. No trouble causing, please. And if you wish to settle, just be patient. We're having a little bit of trouble with, I guess, the upkeep of the town at the moment, to put it politely.
My beautiful lady, why are you having trouble? Tell us more.
How flattering of you. Well, I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk about it. We're under instructions to be hush-hush, but she looks about you.
You can trust me.
Roll the persuasion check.
Bro,
Come on,
I'll
then.
roll
Let's see, like,
persuasion
butter this lady
for a
up.
smooch.
By the way, when you do talk that quietly, that won't.
You can trust me.
I don't know if I trust someone that said that.
Apparently you would
Are
trust
you gonna trust me?
22.
22.
Oh yeah.
As Anorisia pops forward,
Stealing my lady
full of
already.
confidence, which is, you know,
You
maybe
can trust.
the frontiers don't have judgment for the tieflings like the rest. But this woman clearly isn't one of those who looks harshly upon people. She judges fairly and balanced. And your warm, bright smile, and probably more so, the bunches of weapons and armour covering you, belay to her that perhaps this might be the opportunity to fix the problem. Alright. Well, I suppose if it doesn't get fixed, there won't be a town to keep quiet in anyway. We have a problem. An orcish problem. Also, we've been told. There are reports of the orcs who usually mind their business up in the mountains coming down and causing trouble. They're preying on the lowlands. Neverwinters just will not send help. We're afraid that if we don't get help soon, Phandalin and all the hard work we've rebuilt will be razed to the ground once again. I'll let you roll a d6, re-rolling ones, to get another tip of advice with such a high roll there. You can go around and ask people tales. Some of these may be true, some may not be. Roll d6.
3. And again.
No,
3
that's
again. Okay.
re-rolling one. You've already got one bit. Nitbit. This is your second nitbit. Let it tooth Also, it's hard to know if this is tied into it all. We had some people saying that a strange music pervades the Neverwinter Wood, confounding navigators and obscuring the ancient ruins of bygone kingdoms lost in the depths. A group of adventurers did get sent off to look for it, and only one returned, speaking of this haunting melody. Or so the farmers have been saying. I was away in business in Neverwinter trying to call for reinforcements. Talk's talk, you know.
Do you know where this adventurer is?
Gone now.
Gone?
Onwards. Left. Not further up the Tribal Trail into trouble, but back. Hopefully to Neverwinter or Waterdeep or beyond. Perhaps one of the other frontier towns further south. Well, do with that information what you may, but if you can help us, you can help the people around this town. I will do what I can to raise a tithe to reward you. I know how adventurers work.
What kind of tithe are we talking here?
Recuperation for your efforts and equipment lost, and depending what you're seeking. I mean, we hardly have golden riches. Well, most of us don't. A few hoard those things. But from the common folk, I could probably get a decent handful of gold for you. And, see from there, I suppose. Best of luck. Anyway, I have things to attend to. Lovely meeting you all.
Thank you.
And, just gets a good bead on you guys. That roll really helped. You guys have been quite polite and nice. Adventurers often roll in pretty heavy, and hands go to that bowl pretty fast. Yeah, right.
So I guess you guys want to go check out Neverwinter
Oh.
Wood.
She just quickly,
Oh.
but just on her way past. Sorry.
Sharp
Do you hear
Tanya.
something? Stop on his foot.
Ow. She very quickly peels back her robe. One of her outer linings.
Must be Christmas.
Breathes
And
heavily.
pops a tit. No. And shows on the inside of that veil robe sort of get up she's wearing. It's not a nun, but peels back one of the shawl layers that she wears. And inside is an embroidered badge of a blue circle with a thin silver crescent moon and a silver harp nestled inside the moon. So a crescent moon, a harp, and a blue circle, silver.
Yours kind of people.
Just know that
Bards.
if this all is more than it is, I can probably help more than the rest of the town. You're adventurers. Anyway, happy adventuring. She goes off and picks up a
she can fight.
watering can and starts
What was your
dipping.
name again?
Her name was Sister
How do you spell
What?
it?
Grail. Sister Grail. So G-A-R-A-E-L-E. Grail.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sister
okay.
I
Grail.
can't get the chat to open on FB to send you that map. Oh wait, yes, maybe I can. Maybe I'm a filthy liar.
Can I like roll for perception about what that or
History would be
there
a
a
good check to
fire
see what that
history?
symbol
yeah, I
is.
want to know what that is. The D20?
Faris,
Yeah.
you've been about.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely
do
roll
it.
on that one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little homebrew thing as well. I realised you guys in the past like to roll a lot of dice. And you all want to roll instead of two of you rolling to give advantage. So right now it'd be a roll to give advantage. If it's one of those rolls that I feel like a lot of you could help in, I'll get the initial person to roll and I'll get the rest of you to roll. And if you all succeed, I'll give it like I'll lower the DC on your roll or give it like a
Right.
plus to it. So it'll just adjust. So
Communal
that's like
knowledge,
a
so-
teamwork,
Okay.
pushing something up a
Wow.
hill. Or, like an average
Wow.
score is a rule, but I'm playing a little different. But I'll let you both roll. Pick the highest between the two of you. And add your highest modifier. As you think,
Real nice.
what's your first roll
I think
tonight?
I said 2 and a 7.
7+1.
Mine was a
History.
2.
Oh, I thought
And
it
what's
was
your
1
plus?
from here.
For history,
Yeah.
mine's 3.
So you can add a +3
So
to
I got
the
5.
snow. What is the highest roll there?
7.
7. So we got
Plus
10.
3, so a 10. It's not uncommon, and I'd say you two being the storyteller and the bounty hunter would have heard at least of the Harpers. They're a guild of adventurers. Generally get picked up into them if they're aligned with them, but they seek to undo tyranny and anyone, whether they're good or not, holding too much power, because that can never end well. They just no. So you think maybe if you can impress her,
Communists.
she might know more than she's letting on, and it was just that really good role of that Aristia just being like, You can trust us. And she'd be like,
My charisma's really
maybe it was a good
good,
day. But anyway, she picks up a watering can and begins to water. Dunhill was talking something about Neverwinter Wood. Did you wish to share the harbour's information with the others? Let them know.
Yes. You know everything.
The Harpers.
Yeah, I think that's...
I think if you might know this as well, but the Harpers are probably someone we can trust to take down tyranny, if that is what is affecting this village.
Okay. So they are on our side. Then.
Potentially, if
Possibly.
we need her support with something, we may be able to call on
Remember the
her.
Harpers.
Sister Gariel.
Sister Gael.
Flash the badge.
Gael. Thank you.
Probably is
sister.
Gariel. When I played at the DM called Grail, and so I've just thrown it out as Gariel.
Is it G-A-L?
Gariel.
Yeah, Gariel.
Garel.
Yeah,
Garel.
Garel. Garel.
Gael.
Sorry, Dunhill, what were you, and then you just sort of poke around.
I'm pretty keen to get cashed up.
Get-
I'm
Go fight some...
pockets are getting quite empty.
Go fight some orcs.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about fighting the orcs, but maybe we could just check it out.
I'm
How many
scared.
times have you battled the orcs, Dunhill?
I don't even know what an orc looks like, man. To be honest, I just want to kind of check it out. Let's probe the issue. Do you guys cool? Like check it out, or you just want to dive right in?
Do
You
you
guys,
wanna
you're just
ask
gonna
more
dive right
people?
in.
Happy just to follow your lead, Dunhill.
Miley,
Yeah.
You want to...
I don't.
Okay.
I feel kind of underqualified.
You can do it, bud.
All right.
Orcs are scary.
Also,
He said orcs are scary, but he's
Fine,
like 3
it's fine,
feet
mate,
tall.
I've got you.
A
Yeah.
lot of things are scary, to be fair. I had a neighbour once who had a pet dog wolf. And it was...
Dog wolf,
Yes,
Dog wolf.
It was quite large.
like
It
a
was scary.
husky. They call them huskies back home.
It was just a
Ah,
puppy
that's
apparently
triggered.
too. And it was...
what is
Anyway.
a husky?
Sure. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
I think we should check it out.
We can...
I wanna help
observe
these
from
people.
From
Ask
a
people
safe
first?
distance first. Yeah.
Oh.
We should get clues. We should get clues.
Yes.
And numbers.
I'm leading.
So just to,
My
do
tail
we
just
know,
like-
Do we know that Dunhill doesn't have much experience in this realm? We
No,
don't know that
I'm the
yet.
only one that knows.
Clues.
But I'm glad you stepped in because you guys really did the most classic beginner D&D move of get a quest, run to quest. Not have any information where quest is, any information what's going to be there. Fuck it, there's orcs somewhere in that massive forest that takes a week to walk around, let alone get lost in with music. Let's go!
I'm
Go to
ready.
the
Live
Oh,
streaming
I've played with
till 4 a.m.
experienced players and just get excited because you haven't played in a while and you just go. And next thing, you're in a jungle, dying of malaria equivalent and starving to death.
I love you started to say poisoning. You were like, poisoning, malaria.
Well, you
Boys.
drink the water and it's like a malaria sort of thing from the water in the jungle. It's a whole thing. But
All right.
Should we go to the inn?
Yes, we need to get information and we need to get gear. Like
I don't really
Yeah.
know this
We need to
area.
get, you know,
I'd like
Well,
to talk
we-
to someone.
herbs
Well, she
and
said like there's like a utility shop. Utility shop? Yes.
utilities and herbs and
called it
such.
Barfin's Provision.
Stonehill Inn
That
is in
map
the middle
should
of
be
the
there.
town.
Mm.
That's what he said earlier. So let's go to Stonehill.
You're right next to Stonehill.
Oh,
Let's
great.
just
Let's
walk
It's
walk
over
it
there.
it's not a big town, man. It's like there's that map in Facebook.
Just over there.
Let's head into the inn. Let's go on in.
There are also those very
the hell is
few
this?
sparse papers rustling on the job board as you walk into
All
the
right.
Yeah, I want to look at the job board.
Yeah.
Okay, then I grab a
Let's read the job board.
Yep.
No, I was just.
No, I want to. I want
Let's go in the inn.
I didn't realize we were.
I've got the inn sounds up. Where are we
Okay,
going?
okay, go in first.
Jeez.
Hey, that job board's not going anywhere.
But the inn gets up and runs away.
I wouldn't mind a beer after all that traveling as well. I'm tired.
Gallivanting.
So we're going to inn.
Enter the Stonehill Inn, which has a sound pack.
How many hours did this take you?
No, it's a program, Sirenscape. I have to pay for a subscription. It's bankrupting me.
It's like Spotifying in sounds.
No, I can't use
voice.
Spotify because I don't want to get copy struck, and I need to respect other artists as an artist. Though I do let people pirate my music because no one's paying for it.
Give me a mic and I'll record the sounds of the next DJ.
Let's go to a pub and start recording. So you
guess
walk
they let everyone
into
in.
Barthen's Provisions.
I thought we were going to.
Whoops, Stonehill Inn. I read the wrong thing. It's me. I'm just one man. This is a modest 2-story roadhouse style inn. You can see there's a chalkboard up behind the bar that shows there are about 6 rooms for rent on the upper floor. 2 taken. Rissa is also there talking about accommodation, the older lady from the woodcutters. As she walks away, 3 more. There is 1 room left.
We should probably get it. Or we might not be staying.
Sign up. Bed for the night costs 5 silver pieces.
What?
With meal, extra silver piece. That's a bit, you guys know,
Steep.
that's a bit steep. But frontier prices, where else are you going?
We're in the
Huh?
country.
Here's one. There's 1 comfort in here, babe. But, you see though, just crossing off to the side, the proprietor is a short, friendly male human. Bright grin, stubby hands. Very interesting feature about the man. This is one thing that you'd notice after talk to him. Stubby hands. He's standing there, looking at you, doing that thing shopkeepers do when they're just waiting for you and they don't want to like jump the gun, but they're just like, do I go out back and keep doing what I was doing, or are these guys gonna come to me? Anyway.
Hi there. We're looking for a room or some information.
Whoa, hello. My name is Toblin Stonehill.
Oh, hi, Toblin Stonehill.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Toblin Stonehill after the Stonehill Inn?
It's your inn.
This is my inn. It's a Stonehill Inn.
Lovely. I love the music in here.
Strange.
You need some more music.
There
There's
is no music.
Would you like some music?
I mean, it's a possibility.
I have bagpipes. Everyone likes bagpipes.
I would refrain from bagpipes. Not too many in who might want their ears pierced after a long day of work. Anything softer, perhaps?
Your
So
We
loud.
will rent
Pan flute.
a pan flute and a gnome to you for an hour for 5 silver pieces.
Oh,
Or
I
a
see.
free room.
I see what you're doing. You perform well enough, standard barred thing, you get rewarding and accommodation. Well, that's usually for 1 ears. There's 6 ears. I'll do you a good one, though.
Okay. Yeah.
4 silver pieces, no food, if you please tonight. That's how much it'll cost you. Extra
Each
silver piece
or-
still, except for him, for the food.
Each or the 1 room is
4 silver pieces, each for 4 of you. 2 will go for free.
There's only 1 room.
Do you have any
Well, it's a
extra-
bed we're paying for, not a room, you see.
There's multiple beds in this room.
There's
Oh,
bunks.
okay, there you go.
It's a hostel of sorts.
Yeah.
Well,
We can always bunk.
All of you plan to be sleeping at the same time, though?
I only need a pillow on the
It's a
floor.
little bit.
I don't need a full mattress.
That'd be
To be
good.
fair,
I think
that's
you
like a
could even
bed
fit in a
size.
drawer if need be.
Okay. We
Done.
gotta get
It'll be a tight fit, but it's a lot softer than the streets. Plus, you can always sleep in shifts and one of you can come down and drink yourself silly. Paying willing.
I'm on first shift. Bar it is, boys. Okay. We're
Okay.
gonna stay.
Tis the middle of the day, though. Well, early
yeah.
afternoon. You could set up camp for the night if you want.
yeah, let's we could just
We
book
should-
it in, and we've got some research to do.
We do.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
go around.
What you researching? Scholars from Waterdeep, are you? Odd looking sort for that.
Well, we'd like to know more about some of the challenges the town's facing.
About a Sid thing that starts.
Potentially
with
to
a
do with some orcs.
O. Oh,
No,
okay,
ain't no trouble in Phandalin.
you sure?
Absolutely. That'll be 5 gold piece a night each.
Oh.
Damn.
Ain't no trouble in Phandalin. Nope. It's a bustling town and plenty of people are coming in and plenty of people are staying and setting up shop. Good for the economy, that is. Good, safe town, Phandalin is.
That's not what Sister said.
No snitching, no
No.
snitching.
Not who said what, sorry?
My sister.
Your sister.
Yes.
Roll a deception check. And I'm making it a disadvantage because there was some sifting about going on. No, I'll make it flat. Oh, you already rolled it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what was it? Deception.
The disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage.
10.
10. Wow, you have a +5 at level 1.
Oh.
I'll allow you to look over for this one, because my first roll of the night, other than the random choice roll, is a natural 1.
Yeah.
I'd still like to play some music.
Hold on. We're on this guy first.
Yeah.
Well, write a letter to your sister,
Yeah.
and let her know it's a safe town, and I'll consider the earlier deal.
Okay. I'll do that now.
Well then, I don't see any issues with this.
Thanks. See ya.
So the original deal, you get the night for free, the others of you pay 4 silver pieces each. Every one of you.
Alright, let's book in for tonight.
You do notice he changed the deal a bit. He's like back to the original
Yeah.
deal, but it's not as good as it originally was.
Yeah,
but-
because there was 2 people.
Pretty
Yeah.
well
And I got
better.
food.
Do we even need to stay somewhere? I can sleep under a tree.
How much for?
I reckon we book in and we go for a drink and we start to chat to people in this pub.
Will you deposits, please?
Did
Everyone.
So that's 5.
4 silver pieces each.
4
5 if
silver.
you also wish to eat there tonight.
I'm gonna eat here as well, so I'm gonna chuck in 5.
It smells good. It's warm, hearty food. I just realized I was doing
You know
that. The stream's getting this because I do
Does
this and come in
smell
the screen
good.
and I talk like this, and you look, it's screen-o-vision. That's just something I do.
Okay.
Okay, I want to eat. Oh, wait, I just added. Nope. Remove.
So while we're paying up, I'm kind of scanning the room. Who else can I see in this?
Not too many people at the moment. There's young boys sweeping the floor.
I got a
Probably
snack too.
2 farmers or travellers, hard to tell, just in worn clothes, having a drink. You feel like this place probably picks up at the end of the day, or it's for people like yourselves. And when that other family rolls back in, it's most people who live here have their own home and would come here maybe for a meal if they were working all day. And other than that, yeah.
I'm gonna approach the sweeping boy and have a bit of a yarn. If that's
I'm playing my flute.
and you're
Alright.
playing.
Roll me a performance.
20?
D20. Add your performance bonus.
14. Do I have a...
Yeah,
You
the,
sure?
You would.
My lord, if you don't, you're the weirdest
16.
one. 16. You play a striking tune.
Do you
The
only
boy
have a
picks
+2
up his
performance?
switting. He's
Got a
vibing.
+3.
Not all bards are for that stuff, man.
All right. Yeah. I just want to talk to the guy sweeping the floor. Oh, hey man. Oh, greetings.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How old are you, man?
I'm 13.
13. Well, just
Someone get him a
young
whale.
man to young man. I'm just passing through town. Hey, what do you know about what's going? You know anything about what's going on in the forest? Weird
man.
music.
No.
Hey, can I roll a persuasion
You
check?
can. He's pretty awestruck by you and your cool armor and sword, and you've come to talk to him.
Hey man, this is Avanti. Do you want to have a look?
Um.
You can hold it.
All right, that is significantly lower the DC of the roll. Is this a real sword?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Made out of
that's
it.
so
Made out of
cool.
metals from my
Play with
home.
tail?
Metals from a faraway land.
That's 16.
Oh, there's some rare metals around here, mister. The star metal hills, somewhat north of here. Strange meteors land there every now and again, and by gosh, that's where they get some of that from. But I don't know anything about no trouble. I try not to overhear. But if you roll me a d6, I might come up with something if you haven't wrote the number already.
Oh no!
1.
Drama.
Oh, well, I gotta tell you. Man, they're saying orcs are coming down from the mountains to prey on the lowlands. And it makes me mighty scared to sleep at night.
Hey, it's okay. We got this. That's why we're here.
Alrighty,
We're gonna figure this out, alright?
good, because Pa always says there ain't no trouble in Phandalin.
Exactly. Yeah.
If there
Which
is
is a little strange, because maybe half a year ago, there was a running at the
The black spider?
Yeah, real flamboyant fella. He's pretty spooky, I hear.
I've heard of that guy.
Oh no! He's not still around, is he?
Last I heard he was way back in Luskin.
He's still alive! We paid them good for that job. Oh man,
It's
I don't know
alright,
if I
man,
should
like-
be talking to you about this.
It's alright, we're gonna figure it out. Can I have my sword back?
Okay, man. He nervously hands you the broom. I'm sorry. He drops
It's
it. It's clammy.
Oh.
It's so sweaty. I'm just gonna go mop a bit. Just runs out back.
Thanks, man.
You didn't do nothing to me boy, did you? He's got him in a fright.
He's a good lad. He's a good lad. He just wanted to check out my sword.
All right. Adventure in life's not for him. I tell him all the time. You can pour a pint. That's all you need, eh? Pour a pint and have good strong hands. Something we have in this family. Good strong, nice pint pouring hands.
That's all.
Can I
They
roll?
look like they could barely hold a pint.
Can I roll a perception check on if anyone looks like they might have good information in the bar?
Sure. There's 2 other people there. Roll a perception
Ah.
check to do a little eavesdrop.
What do they look like?
Damn it. 7 but plus 3, 10.
describe what they look
Hey sir, if I have the little black dot next to perception and then it's wisdom, you said I can do a multiplier, can I?
What
The proficiency bonus.
What
Yeah,
the
proficiency.
fuck?
Proficiency bonus.
What? No, so you just add your perception. Whatever your perception says.
Yeah, so it's plus 3 on 7, so 10.
You notice the 2 people talking quietly amongst each other. It's not much more than a brief value you can get from that. They're not talking loudly, they don't seem expressive or overtly interesting.
Do they notice us?
I mean, yeah, you guys walked in, made a bit of a fuss, you all panned out about the
Seven
room.
one.
He started playing the freaking flute. He panned across the flute. The pipe, should I say? So that would actually be a tracking pipe then.
Yeah.
I suppose that's why they are generally curved, aren't they? So you're panning. Yeah, okay, I'm with it.
That checks out.
That does check out.
Yeah.
So that would be like a trombone would be like a zooming flute. We'd call it like a tight and a wide.
The worlds
angle.
of cinema
my
and
God.
music clash.
I'm a real Hans Zimmer, you know.
Yeah.
I'm an everyday man's. The guy who did Twin Peaks. So I immediately
Feels Club,
forgot.
everybody.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Hey.
I pay people for
Angelo
that stuff.
Do you want to
Badalamenti is
go
who did
talk to
Twin
them?
Peaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angelo
Yeah.
Badalamenti.
We're going to wait for the result.
Oh yeah. So what's the result
What we decide. No, you decide, right?
of what?
I just rolled the
The
10
10.
on the
I
eavesdropping.
told
It's just
you.
a little
I
whispering.
missed it.
Oh,
And then we
man's
talked about
boring.
because that was what we're talking about, him playing the panpipe. Because like
How
when she
good
asked
looking
whether
are they?
they know
Are
the
they-
stuff, so I was
are
like,
they-
yeah.
Are they
I
good
just-
looking?
Sorry. I get sidetracked. It's up to you to keep me on
Oh, like
time.
I was
Do
just
they look
trying to
attractive?
think about how videography and musical instruments were
more beer.
connected.
Apparently not very. We can fix
Apart from
that.
panning on pipes with the
Hey,
And
truck was.
zooming flute.
Anyway.
so not a lot. You don't notice a lot.
It is nice, yes.
You asked if they
Want
were
to, but
attractive.
not good beer.
Maybe.
You asked if they were attractive.
You're off camera when you do
Who?
You.
Or a fan pack.
I didn't know she was attractive.
It might be warm, I'm sorry.
Mm.
Is it warm?
That one.
Oh my god, your name is the worst. He's there like, you asked if they were attractive. Like, dog, I did not. You, Y-E-W. You asked if they're attractive.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that.
Very plain individuals. Workers, travellers. Hard to tell with the role you got. But they don't stand out a lot.
I'll
Thanks,
hit on
trying.
someone elsewhere.
You don't? Okay.
Ain't a looker in the bunch here, I don't think.
Just gonna warn you guys as
Yeah.
well. In the future,
These
if
two will be
Janella
leaving.
ever offers you water from that, check first. It could be hot.
They don't
Is
like
there
it.
tea
Is
in
it
it?
hot?
No.
Is it warm?
It's just hot water. It's not hot this
It's
time.
cold.
But you
Oh,
have
oh.
offered me hot water without the pretext of it being hot, and that's confusing. Even if it's like a warm,
No, I
like
love
a
warm
heated
glass of water.
warm, a heated. It was steaming.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
We're at odds and ends. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go get a beer.
The beer?
Yep.
Were you guys in earshot when I was talking to the sweeping kid?
I was, yeah.
I was very distracted.
Well,
I was
I'll
playing
share
my
my
fan flute.
information.
I'm still playing my fan flute.
While he's doing that, how much do I need to take off for a beer? Barkeep.
1 beer will be 6 copper pieces.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 6 silver. I was
No,
like, Jesus.
you do realize this is slightly more expensive than other towns. Harder to get ale out here. You don't see a brewery.
Maybe it's because the orcs are holding it up.
Oh. Oh.
Ain't no trouble in Phandalin. Ain't no trouble.
How much is that beer now?
Does anyone want to?
Okay,
You guys.
said 1 coffee.
Do you think he's lying?
Yes.
What
Hey,
makes you
guys.
think he's lying?
Like, I just spoke to that guy's son. Like, he's lying as
He is
teeth.
lying.
You guys want to strong arm him?
Let's
What
just
a
persuasion or deception rather than strong arm, I reckon.
No.
I don't want to break a dude's arm. We're meant to be staying here
Intimidation.
I
is
never
strong
said
arm.
that.
tonight. Okay. Intimidation.
Can I roll an investigation on it or something? Is that the right thing?
Insight. If you want to like
To suss him out.
suss him out, insight.
And I could-
Investigation's the physical puzzling.
So I could
of the thing.
potentially,
Can I just-
I could potentially use insight and then break his story somehow.
You could tell if he's lying or not.
But I wouldn't be
Or
able to get.
you could needle him with questions and then roll insight to see if you can tell where a tell was in
tell
his,
if
you
he's
know.
lying.
We need
Okay,
specifics.
I want to
Yeah,
tell
although
if he's lying.
Oh,
Downhill's
Roll
told
some.
you. He's pretty sure he's
I
lying.
wanna-
yeah, yeah.
roll.
So
Inside. Check
I'll
it.
probably do insight because I got +4 on that.
Okay, you do. I got
Okay, you can roll them separately.
What did you get +4 as well?
3.
That's good.
You can't
Should
give
I-
each other
should I
advantage
ask-
on
Should
insight.
I ask the questions first and then roll on it? Is that the best way to do it?
I mean, if you rolled right now, you'd find out if he was lying or not from
We
before.
know that already.
But yeah, so it's sort of like an interrogation where you're asking questions looking for tells
Yeah.
or signs.
Yeah.
You know, is this particular thing hitting harder than home more than others?
Yeah.
As with any good RPG, needle too hard. Who knows?
Backfires.
How long am I playing with fan flute for, by the way?
Oh.
You are playing. If you want that,
You haven't
night,
stopped.
If you want that night, you've got to at least play there that night for entertainment. You are like the house band.
Cool.
Barkeep.
Sucks to be you.
You know, I'm considering relocating. I like this town so far. You know, what's convinced me? You know, why would I settle here?
Well, for starters, it's a place where everyone knows the barkeep's name, Dublin. No, it's a wonderful town. It's one of those places where everyone knows everyone, but everyone keeps their noses not too sticky. It's bustling. A new mine just opened up, and they're just waiting for shipments to start flowing any day now. There's dwarven ruins that need excavating. Oh, adventurers love that sort. All sorts of academics from Candlekeep. There's the woodcutting, fine wood in that Neverwinter wood, just sitting there too, those big old trees, waiting to be cut down and hewn into something useful. No, you know, if that's the way it takes you.
What are they mining in the mine?
Oh, gemstones, gold aplenty. That's what kept Phandalin here the first time. And its sister city that used to be. Not as successful as Phandalin, though. That one hasn't stood up again good and strong in a good while.
First time.
First time?
Sorry, did you say first time?
Well, yes, you can see Phandalin's been built on the ruins of old Phandalin.
So what happened to old Phandalin?
Well, there was a little bit of strife. Because we weren't keeping our businesses together. And, you know, how it can be when you're not in the main cities. Things happen, you get a bit too much wealth. But we don't have that now. It's a nice, small, quiet town. Everyone's safe.
You say that a lot.
How did you make it through that strife?
I wasn't here then. This was a good while ago. A good maybe 100 years or so. I don't know the exact ins and outs. I'm no historian. I didn't read the material properly yet.
Alright, I'm gonna roll insight on whether he was here or not.
Yeah.
He was a human. He can't live 100 years. Yeah.
13 plus 4, 17.
Yeah, they're just rebuilding Phandalin over the last 20 years. He probably was here since the beginning, the last 20 years. But,
Not involved in that strife.
yeah. Not involved in that strife at all.
I can't bother getting out.
If you ask another question,
Yeah,
you
the question
can
was-
roll history as well for finding out if you know what that strife was.
If I know what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe someone has a higher history.
Well, Leal's off playing his tootie.
He's playing. Yeah.
My history's +3.
Plus, I'm +1, so
I'm +3 as well, so.
You're busy.
Yeah.
if you want to jump in and check on history.
Yeah.
Not missing
What do
out.
you want?
Hmm.
11 +3.
You know that Phandalin was once overrun by hordes of orcs and then settled by hordes of barbarians. It and its sister town to the north, once sister town or somewhat rival, known as Connieberry, much further along the tribal trail. They were overrun wars long ago that came up to threatening Neverwinter almost. So, hordes of orcs. And since then, I mean, as these things do, tribes settle. And they generally stay to the hills and woods and things, but if there's gold to be had, why not make it theirs? You know, provisions, food. Orcs aren't known to be farmers, though there is one city and one group of orcs. The large group of orcs after this invasion, about 100 years ago, where one did split off and start a city. And I don't like the word that they use for it in the text, but I lack a better word. Became more, they're described as becoming more civilized. I'd say more agrarian, I guess, is a word I can think of, and more town-based. But yeah.
So yeah, we need to find out why he's hiding information about why the orcs are attacking him.
I think we should just keep an eye on him later. Just watch him, see what he gets up to.
So you relay that information to them, I suppose? and-
Yeah. Okay. So, is that a scenario where I was told at just some point in my...
Or Reddit?
Yeah.
You like a bit of reading and researching,
Yeah.
you never know what you come across.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so I know a little bit about the town, just a little bit. But this isn't the first case that it's had with orcs. It was overrun by orcs maybe about 100 years ago or so. And then in came the barbarians and took over as well. So we could potentially look into how or what they did to defeat the orcs the first time. But it is possible.
Is it? I wonder if there's any heroes in town residing here. Who do we ask? Innkeep. Sorry.
Toblin.
Toblin.
Is his name.
Toblin is the name.
Problem.
Toblin.
Oh, and COVID is the game. Don't worry, it's just a
Sorry.
cough. Someone told me to wear a mask, but we don't
Next
do that out in these
episode,
parts.
filmed in quarantine.
Had my COVID test. I'm clean.
Sorry, while I'm here, I'm a bit of a hero scout. I like to
Ooh,
check out local talent and share stories. You got any your local heroes? Celebrities of sorts?
Roll me a deception.
Oh no, that's a
You're
one.
You're not proficient in deception, are you?
No.
Look more
Oh.
like adventurers yourselves to me. Looking to recruit, you say, or just to sticky beak?
Pick up tips, share stories, battle stories of sorts.
Wouldn't have many things
I'm a
like
seasoned
that here.
battle, as you can see.
Oh, well, if you're looking for
Battle,
battle, there's not much here. No
Really?
trouble in Phandalin.
Are you sure?
I know there's no trouble in Phandalin
Absolutely.
now.
I don't
Like
trust
right
you.
now. No trouble right now. None.
Also, a limited number of sticky peaks.
Alright, I'm probing too much. Sorry,
More so the natural one, he just didn't buy you shit.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, I shouldn't have probing.
Well, you don't have to stay in my inn for 6 silver pieces a night, and you're 1 silver piece short, missy.
I'm gonna go
Hey, it
wander.
was 4.
Oh!
Yeah.
With food.
Well, that's 2 silver pieces short for her tab. Yours all seem to be up to spec, but...
Oh, okay.
I paid my share.
Well, you paid for the trustworthy inn, not the untrustworthy one. I mean, you can have your lodgings for another 2 silver pieces. Unless you truly do believe there is no trouble in Phandalin.
Oh my god, this guy's such a stuck record.
What?
Stuck record.
I'm going to order a second beer while you guys continue this.
Second one will just be 4 copper pieces. He'll lower the price because he thinks he can keep you running. He
Yeah,
reads
he
his
definitely
customers. He
can.
reads his customers and goes, "Oh yeah, this one's worth keeping on the tabs." So you get more that this is his bottle up. What's your passive insight?
Oh, 9.
Not you. Probably you, Varys.
Yeah.
14.
Are picking
I'm
Way
to-
better.
He doesn't. It's not like he doesn't have any better lies. He's not telling the truth, but it's not like he's being malicious. It's his entire livelihood relies on their people coming to Phandalin. And it might seem from a cursory glance outside as well, the entire of Phandalin's existence is going to rely on people coming to Phandalin. Otherwise, it's just going to die in the water. They probably can't sustain themselves.
Can I roll a persuasion to try and, like offer my assistance and be like, hey, we would love to help you make this town better. Is it persuasion? Use that?
In what manner would you approach him for that? You guys have just been needling him at the bar for the last 10 minutes.
Well, no, I did lead him with the, that I have a personal interest in this town.
Yeah.
So that's the tact I'm going to take. I'm like, I totally agree with you. We need to help this town thrive, and I'm on your side with this. And if there's anything that we can do to help while we're here, and while I'm thinking over my decision to become a long-term customer of this inn.
And what line of work is it that you bring to such a town?
Well, do you need a chef by any chance?
He can
plan.
cook.
I mean, myself and my family cook, but do you have a specialty?
I actually have quite a long experience working in high elven kitchens.
Well, a fancy high elven kitchen. Something like that starting up in Phandalin. Now that'd really bring them in. I'll tell you what. No point trying to open another establishment. There's no good real estate in town anyway. You couldn't really find the right place. Too far out, too far in. Plus, I've got all the best resources coming in and out. You and me, boy, we could stick together. I'll get you in the back in the kitchen. Good pay, better than anyone else. And we could have something happening here. So, you've got me here.
Well, I just need to know that this is the right place for that kind of thing, and rather than get too caught up, I'd like to really understand what's going on in this town to make a choice.
Roll me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage on that because you're offering.
And roll
Just
one.
roll another one, leave that standing. Remember, you guys all have cards as well. You can advantage and shit on your rolls. That's not a re-roll though, you've already done advantage.
I've got advantage on this one. But
You already have
I
advantage.
already have advantage, yeah, because
You
my
said they
persuasion's like +4, so it's like, they're both 9. So,
Ooh! I love the statistic stupidity of it being the same number. Because it's like, it's so hard to do. It's harder than 1 nat 20, and it's still just like, and they're both mediocre. Thank you. So +4 on the 9, or it is a 9 total?
no, +4.
9 plus 4, so 13. Well, there is going to be a problem getting provisions. You see, especially if we need the freshest ingredients for this. And business partner to business partner. It's awful safe in Phandalin. But it's outside Phandalin that's the problem. Sort of pulls you aside. Now, if I was to say, hypothetically, there was something, and I'm not gonna say orcs, coming down from the mountains, and that disrupts trade for your fresh ingredients. You could improvise, right?
Like orcs written on you like 3 times.
To build a reputation and to really build an enterprise that attracts people into the town. Food is something that people will travel for, but it's highly necessary to source the diverse ingredients we require.
You and your friends, trustworthy?
The most.
You look well equipped.
Very.
I'm giving a couple sly winks over my second beer while swaying a bit.
I don't know if it's just orcs. They usually don't come down out of their mountains. They have no reason to. We don't have enough gold here. And plus, if we, anyone's looking for gold, there's all the stories of the completely unsacked hidden lofts, the vaults of Connerbury north of here. The barbarians sacked it. They had no need to go through the wealth of the underground vaults. Didn't even know it was their stories, say. But surely the orcs would try there over here. Easy pickings. It's dwarven ruins even. Surely. I think it could be something else. And I'll get you to roll a d6, re-rolling a 1 and a 3.
3.
Re-rolling a 1 or a 3.
1.
Re-rolling a 1 or a 3.
2.
It's just like Morrowind or Oblivion, and you keep going to say, "Boy, I told you, don't pick up that sword. Boy, I told you, don't pick up that sword."
You had to do it one more time.
It's comedy, baby. Well, as the Tribord Trail runs east, passes east-northeast, it passes through Connerbury. And they say it was sacked by barbarians years ago. But, as I was mentioning, there's a ruined temple just south of Connerbury. It's said there that's where the locals hid the gold and never went back. Couldn't go back. There's a lot scarier beasties and people out there than orcs going for sacred treasures. Could be ghosts and sorts, spooking the place. Could be cultists. Lord knows they're about. Other than that, not really sure. Don't really care. Safe here in Phandalin. But if you want to start a business and you want to clean up the routes, that's something you could look into. You know what? I'll give you a discount. You pay only 4 silver pieces tonight. 1 extra silver piece for food.
Thank you.
That was the exact same thing. Yeah. He's clearly a fucking good. He's a businessman of some sort. Good, maybe not. Frontier, probably. He just wants to remind you that he's giving you a good deal.
He's a dream maker.
Tell him he's bloody dreaming.
Who wants to go to Connerbury?
Connerbury, yeah.
How far is Connerbury?
It's a hot lick, and you don't have a map. He did mention it's a fair way down.
Also, we did pay rent here.
You did pay rent.
I did
Well,
pay.
It is
Late.
edging towards night,
Yeah, right.
and you don't have a map.
Yeah, and it's too far for us to go to.
It'd be more than a day's travel.
Yeah, sure.
There's possible ghosts and cultists. Well, we need to prepare for that.
Who
sort of stuff.
knows what's
Next
there,
time on
baby?
Ghost Hunters.
Possible ghosts.
Did we hear that conversation? Or was that?
Yeah, we're all
Yeah, I'm at the
going
bar.
out.
I
he
guessed
pulled
it.
your side.
Oh, that was a side.
But I was
Business
right
talk.
there at the bar.
Business talk. Yeah, down the other end of the
So it
bar.
wasn't something.
It's
How
an
long is this
80-mile long
bar?
bar. They walked to the other end.
I was just staring at you guys the whole time.
really uncomfortable.
I had nothing else better to do.
There is a feat you can take, a feature at level 4 that can allow you to read lips. Very good for that sort of eavesdropping stuff.
And someone interested in language. Right.
It does have other things with it as well. It increases your natural passive perception and insight.
Want to hit the town, see if you can wingman me?
What time is it?
Perfect time.
So it's probably getting
Sunset.
early evening.
Everyone looks more beautiful as the sun sets.
Now that
Because it took you some
And the
time to
third
unload
beer.
your gear.
Yeah.
And then you took it up to your room.
I mean, we are at a
Suppose-
tavern. We just be going to people's homes.
The room upstairs, the key allowed for. 2 bunk beds. one drawer that they made up to be a bed with a pillow, and a second pile of straw on the floor.
Shotgun one of the top bunks.
That said, all the beds are just sort of straw and sheets. It's not great. It's clean straw.
I'll take the straw. That's my bed.
Straw on the floor.
Floor straw.
I'm used to it.
There's probably more straw in that pile than on the bed, so it might be softer.
Yeah.
But trade
Believe it
off.
or not, because I'm quite small, my bladder is also quite small, and I'm going to duck off to the bathroom.
You're still
Leave
playing
my
music.
conflict. No, I'm not while in the
In the game.
Barkeep's like,
in
you
the
got
It's very rare in game we actually visit toilet breaks.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
we just assume it happens in the day. But
someone get him a pee bottle. No one leaves the D&D table.
so what happened?
Oh, I go into the bathroom and there's someone else in there.
Oh, are they attractive?
Wait, is there like a trough or like how did
There's a long drop out the back.
what is
Yeah.
this? What does this bathroom look like?
I'm thrown. But
Is it like
it's literally an outhouse
okay?
outside,
Oh yeah, well I get
attached
that
to the house.
and I knock and I go, hello, is this occupied? And I hear, oh, just a second. And so I wait.
Sorry, what do you
I
hear?
wait.
What do you hear?
Just a second. Could be you.
It's not.
No,
They're all inside.
but I wait for the person to come, whatever's in there to come out. So I'm busting.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm intrigued here because do they come out?
I'm waiting. We'll find out.
Next week. Do you want to go till 9 or 9:30?
I can go a bit longer.
9 or 9:30.
I'm
What are we
happy to
doing?
go longer, but it's up to everyone else.
Yep, let's
I
go
don't
9:30
know.
and do it.
Okay. Otherwise, I was literally going to be next time on, and that was going to be
The toilet situation.
Do you have a? You hear the voice? Just go in.
Oh.
Come in.
I go in. I'm in there.
It's empty.
Interesting.
Oh shit.
Did you need to talk?
Hello?
Come on now, Leo. This isn't like you.
Why now?
Well, I have a little question.
Yes.
How long do you plan on keeping this up?
I'm having fun. I have friends. Leave me alone.
You came to me this time.
No, I didn't.
You gotta ask yourself, really. Did you come to me? Someone knocks on the Anyone in there?
Just a
Start to
second.
open it as the light peels and you're like, oh!
Just a second.
A fully clothed gnome is in there, just standing there. Are you talking to someone?
Just practicing for my next song. It's a new one.
Can I
called
go?
Me, Myself, and I.
Can you just
Sorry.
do it around the back?
3 minutes.
I need to go real bad. You can just go around the back of the building and practice, surely.
I'm also urinating. I like to urinate while I practice my songs.
All right.
Sorry.
As he urinates. That was the first time I've ever had to narrate someone urinating in D&D. Cut back to the party. Wait, did Lincoln go to urinate?
Yeah.
Got inspired.
What are we naming this episode? The piss episode? Pissing in the wind. Okay. Well, what do you guys want to do next then?
Can I go out and look at the job board?
You know what?
No! It got up and walked away.
Damn it, I told you that!
It's fucking crazy. You've never heard of this before, but you just see it banking it down. You know Baba Yaga's hut like that?
Yeah.
Just fucking hooking it on
Chicken
legs.
legs.
Chicken hooves? Chicken
Chicken
legs?
hooves.
Chicken
I
hooves.
can't believe it.
Neither can I. And that's when you blink your tired, half-drunk eyes and go, wait a minute, it's still there. Out the front of the house what appears to be a town hall house. As you get closer, you notice
I noticed he's breathing.
I was waiting. Okay, they head to the town notice board. I believe collecting everyone on the way out. You're letting them know you're
Come on,
I
guys,
stole
we're
the
going
rest
to
of
the
my beer.
message board.
Get up.
Come on, everyone.
Just don't divide the party.
I wait for Neil to.
Well, you can if you want to die.
It's
I mean,
crowded around
Oh
this
yeah,
message
I run
board.
up to the Inky Thobel,
Tobel.
and I'm like,
Hoblin.
not really many people here. I'll come for the dinner rush.
Tobel.
Hoblin.
Tobel.
Toblin.
Hoblin.
No, Toblin. It is Toblin.
Toblin.
His
Toblin.
voice will also change with time. I'm not great at this.
I'm like, hey, Dublin, not really much happening. If it's okay with you, I'll come back for the dinner rush.
That's expected.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Absolutely.
Hey, you wanna go look at the job board?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nothing
Yes,
more than I
on
want
we
right
go.
now.
In the world. At the front of the town hall. Looks like what would be a townmaster's hall. You guys have been to places like this before, especially those of you who've travelled. Is often the mayor or townmaster will live in a rather more stately manner with a nice hall attached to it. So it's sort of city with 2 buildings for 1 person. It's not even a city, it's a town. The townmaster's hall, you notice, has sturdy stone walls. Like most of the place, appears to be made out of the ruins, giving it a nice cobbled feel. Has a pitched wooden roof. Pitched roofs are triangle boys. Or ladies, I don't judge the roof's gender. And a bell tower at the back. One would assume this bell tower would be for, if there ever was trouble in Phandalin, for ringing it to gather the people. Quite a big bell would be heard from a distance. The job board sits next to the front door, and it features a sparse number of notices. They though all seem to be written in common, and even at a cursory glance, the same handwriting and signature signs the 3.
The 3?
The 3 notes.
Oh, right.
You confused me. I was like, the 3 what? Yeah, I was like,
The girls
the 3 who? Are we rolling initiative? Can I have Chaffers, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to pick them off?
Yes.
Yeah.
First note.
First note of the 3.
Dear diary.
Dear diary, my damn.
I had the best day of my friend.
One reads Dwarven excavation. This is the voice of the note. No, I don't know. Dwarven excavation. If you buy the book for this, you get little things to hand out to give to people. I didn't buy the book. I didn't print them off. I'm sorry. I'll have more handouts next time because handouts are fun, and then I'll make you guys read them. I'm not writing it by hand. What's the book? I'll hand you a blank piece of paper. Dwarf. You know what? No. I'm going to hand it to you via the internet. Because I want one of you to read it. Who picks this one off the board?
Me.
I can't read the board.
So, it's in the chat. Read it out.
That was me. I just got it.
Oh shit! No! Delete that message! I didn't read it properly. I copied across text. It's not supposed to be.
It's
can
alright.
remove
It's
it.
okay.
Remove.
There it goes. It's gone now.
Remove for everyone. Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll print the handouts out. We'll do it better. I'm sorry, but I'll have to read it. Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and they've been working on an archaeological dig, seeking treasure and relics. They need help. That's the quest.
Sick.
Oh.
Do we know how much money we get if we do it, sorry?
No, I guess we have to check it out.
As you turn it over, on the back,
Sweet.
it says Strangely, it's usually on the front. Reward of 50 gold pieces
Oof.
Whoa.
to be
Pretty big,
collected from Town Master Harben Wester on completion of quest.
Is there anyone walking in the street near us at all?
People milling about near their houses as it gets closer to Eve and pulling in.
Can I please approach one and ask who this Miller character is?
Hey,
Do we
hey.
want to
Miller?
What was it?
do we want to read
Town
the other
Master
notes?
Harben
The other
West.
notes
Harben.
first?
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard
let's read
that
the other
was-
notes first.
Let's read all the
Okay.
notes first and then make a call.
As you go off to ask someone. Varys
They're all
grabs you
written
by
in the same
arm
handwriting though, so it's the same guy.
and goes, wait, let's see. Well, do you? It's up between you guys.
No, you go, Daddy Master.
Oh, okay.
I think I've gone blind from bitchiness. Gnome Guard quest. A clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. These gnomes are known for their magical inventions. Please go and collect something useful for them, for the town to have as wonder. Oh, sorry, that will help the town. Payment of 50 gold pieces upon return. Collection from Town Master Harben Wester. That one as well, the note itself, it was really scribbled out where it, before it says help the town, there was a word written there that he's gone, oh hang on, scrapped out and then gone help the town.
It's illegible.
Investigation. Can I look at
That
it?
would probably be an investigation. See if you could hold up the light and see it.
Damn it. I rolled a 6. And I've got a +1.
You seemingly can't make it out.
Someone
As you
help
see
me.
your friend there trying to
Can I? Yeah. Can
Yeah,
I
anyone can help me.
Wait, what's your...
+5.
Okay.
Also, good point if anyone has anything like alchemist's tools, forgery kits, things like that,
In equipment.
can help you with such roles. Get inventive.
Anyway.
Anyway.
13, so 18.
Oh!
Yes.
Your gnome friend, a tinkerer in his own right, takes it, rubs it against things, sort of to get an impression of the deepest part of the writing and scribbles over. It says, protect. To protect the town. Oh, no, that's not a good word. Help the town. As if it was a good thing to have. It sort of spins it if it would be like an attraction. But, and it's that point you notice as well, these notes seem to be very correctly worded. They're not written in a fast flowing script. Someone's taken their time and they seem quite guarded in the way they're written. As you investigate them more. And the third one, Umbridge Hill, midwife. The local midwife, an acolyte of Shanti, named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandalin. It's probably best to have her closer to town.
That's what the note says.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to reword this, like, quest giver to the thing. Probably best... I'm bad at this! No, probably best to have her closer to town. Please go and retrieve her. Visit Town Master Harben Wester to claim the reward of 25 gold pieces.
So kidnapping.
That's an easy one. That's an easy one.
So yeah, that's the one that sort of I think would have given it away more, that they're a bit guarded. It's like, why do they need her closer?
What information does she have?
Well, I guess because baby's getting born, you don't want to ride out of town to fucking get the midwife.
I don't want to kidnap a lady. She wanted to be there, she'd come.
What if she's in danger?
Of what? Phandalin's safe.
Yeah.
Well, the
No
outskirts.
orcs here, bud.
There wasn't any indication about how far away the gnomes were. Hey.
You don't have a map.
Yeah.
You could think you could buy one at a provision store.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any of those.
Flintstone Hill. No. What was the name?
Garvin's or whatever his name is.
It's at that point, as you're discussing these notes, and I chew loudly. Front door in the townmaster's hall. Little eye slap opens. You see a set of beady, strained eyes. No! Who's out there?
Hi.
You haven't seen it, have you? No one's seen it today? Oh, adventure!
So,
Yes, the notes on the notice board. And he shuts the thing.
Can we go
yes,
up
we
to
read the notes.
Can we go up to that door and knock on it and try and get his attention?
Knock. What do you say?
Do you have any children of eligible age for me? Persuasion.
Oh my god.
19!
Oh!
Wow.
Plus 3 persuasion. 22, baby.
No! I don't understand the question. It's worrying.
Damn it.
You're not slavers, are you?
Just looking for some love.
With children.
No, I meant your kids. I don't want children. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh. Right. I was going to say, people like that often kill themselves around here.
Ooh.
Yeah. But anyway, we had an incident with a rich aristocrat,
I think you're mistaken. There's
Joff-
no trouble in Phandalin.
a Joffrey Applestein. Hung himself in his cell. He did. There's no trouble in Phandalin.
Joffrey Applestein didn't kill himself.
He didn't kill himself. And he slams it shut. That was actually anything you needed, other than I assume that was a light-hearted ruse to win me over.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna roll a perception. I'm
bad
gonna
guys.
quiz
Thank
him
you later.
on what it is, that thing that usually turns up, and he was asking whether it turned up today.
I can't see what it is.
Can I roll on that?
Yeah.
Well, it's 7. No, sorry,
Oh,
4.
I can
Sorry, 4
give
plus
you-
4 plus 4.
Doing
I can
I
give
mean-
you another.
So we'll say that was like a persuasion. How would you attempt to get that out of him?
So we heard that the danger was only on the outskirts of town from the orcs. What is it that is worrying you being in town?
Oh, no. I didn't say anything worrying me. I simply was wondering if the sun had flown overhead as usual. I see it has. I don't leave the house often. I shouldn't tell strangers that. I'm always in here. It's a skin condition. A psoriasis of sorts. That's a skin condition, isn't it? I don't know. I probably have to see that. Anyway, you can see as he's like pressing his face up, this is a swollen man.
He's swole.
No, not swole. Like he's a juicy man. There's a sweat beating nervously on his forehead. He's a pale, pallid complexion as the last evening lights shine through. Tired, strained eyes of someone reading by candlelight or something too much. An odd picture to paint for a town master. But, with that role as well, you could pick that he's clearly nervous about something, but he's not going to tell you what it is. All I know is you've got the notices on the board as adventurers. It would do you good haste to go and let those people know. Maybe you know, get them back to Phandalin for a while. Phandalin's always safe. You know, Phandalin's always
This guy.
safe.
Just another one.
But please get them.
Quick, write it down.
Safely and
Phandalin is
quickly.
safe.
I hate for anything to happen.
Phandalin is orcs.
And then boom, shuts the thing.
Okay.
Safe.
That last bit, he sort of like he broke a bit. He didn't come across as a strong individual like the innkeep. And the last bit was clearly like a plea for help from a coward. Like,
Oof,
help
big
bring
word.
these people in.
Before he goes to slide that
Oh, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
I put my sword and I put it through to stop it from closing. Up.
Oh, Brutus!
Stop.
Brutus!
Stop.
And you hear, you upsetting Auburn. There's a swollen, in a different sense, a rather muscly, slower gentleman has opened the door and sort of grabbed the end of your sword.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Just slow down 1 hot minute, alright? We are here to help. We are not trying to cause any trouble. What is going on?
You've got a sword through the hole and I'm holding it.
Yeah, I can see that. We're trying to talk.
Oh. Are we doing good?
I think so. But we can do better.
Right.
This is a
How would
performance
we
check.
do that? You can roll a performance check if you want. What are you trying to do?
Trying to act valiant and be.
I'll allow it. Yeah,
like
'cause
I
it's
know
not
what I'm
so
doing.
deceptive, but a bit more performance. Yeah, I'm down, girl.
It's that's 8.
Are you as nervous as I am right now?
Nah.
Alright, me neither.
Look, we're just trying to talk, man.
Right. And we're doing good at it.
All right. yes, but all right, no. Can you bring the guy back? Can we please talk?
Oh, I didn't take him
town
anywhere.
monster.
Is he right there? Is he behind the door?
Don't tell them I'm here. Oh, I didn't mean to. You just said I took you somewhere and I haven't been anywhere yet.
Look.
What do they want? What do they want?
We want to help. How can we help?
We need more information.
We need more information. We want to know how to help.
Oh, I don't think I'm the man for
Not
that.
you.
Oh, can I have my sword back then?
That's
No, this is my sword.
What?
And I slowly,
Oh.
slowly,
he's definitely got.
oh shit.
Swords aren't that sharp. The pointing edge on them is to dint armor. And, yeah, it's mostly just
A little bit of
broke
fun
bones.
fact
No
from
trouble.
the massive nerd we
No
have.
What are you gonna do? Give someone a paper cut in fucking metal armor? Most
Stop
armor was
talking
actually
that
layered
sharp.
cloth hardened with salt and urine. Continue.
Jesus.
It would have
Fine.
smelled fucking horrible.
Your face is in
Use my sword. Say, look, I understand, sir. You're afraid, but we want to help. But we need more information to do so. What can you tell us?
I can tell you to roll a persuasion check.
Yes.
Roll persuasion, man.
13.
That's 16.
All right. Well, don't listen to the rumors about town. I don't know what's true or not, but there's a dragon afoot.
Jesus. Orcs and dragons.
A dragon. I don't know how or where it's living, where it's come from, but they've seen it fly over. I saw it once. I was out back, walking my cat Petunia, and I saw it fly over. I thought perhaps a gull at first, for the sheer white colour of its wings.
White.
As it glistened and dove
Love that you know
closer,
that.
I thought for sure we were doomed. Seemed to just circle and take off. Took note of the town, though. Like a bird of prey. Eyeing us off.
When did it fly over?
When did it fly over?
When did you see it?
That was nearly a month ago now. After that, well, that's when word of the orcs started happening. But dragons and orcs at the same time. Not in Phandalin. It's a safe place in Phandalin. I don't know anymore. And I'm not leaving this house until I do. So, bring those people back in. Get them safe in this town. And if you truly help us fortify for this dragon. For that is the only way we'll get through this. Hoarding and weathering. I have mountains of toilet paper out back. Make sure you grab everything you can. And don't share. For you never know when it might strike. But that's what we're trying to do. We're just criminally short of money and good help around here. But if there's anything you could do to get these poor people back, and to fortify this town from the dragon, to weather out this and the orcs, well, I'm sure someone would be terribly indebted to you.
We will do that.
Thank you.
Sleep well.
I feel like next ep we need a camera just on your eye reactions, like a real
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, one of these instead of me up here going, yes, and I say,
Just Mungo.
we watch this back, it's
Yeah.
me going, ooh, and nice.
Because I keep looking over and he's like,
Do you know what the
Yeah.
It was like,
It's the worst, but I sit too close to this thing.
Should we
No,
call
it's
it?
good.
Should we call it for the episode?
gingerbread man from Shrek.
When you're doing
Otherwise,
the
yeah.
mop boy.
Yeah.
I have 10 voices, maybe. You'll hear them cycle and vary, and one person may sound different the next time you come across them. It's fine. Roll with it.
That was good. Nice work, Dunhill.
All right, guys. How do you want to do this? I mean, clearly we need to do pretty much everything here.
I don't know where you're from, but I'm happy if you keep taking the lead. You know what's up.
he's
must
from
have been
here,
through some
guys.
shit.
He's from here. Aren't you, buddy?
I definitely want to try help. This sounds awful.
Well,
but dragons. I was
Sounds
scared
like
of the orcs.
sounds like each of these little note quests are beneficial.
Where
towards
do
the
we
cause.
start?
Well,
The lady in the windmill.
Well, that's
that
the-
definitely sounds closest and simplest.
We should help her. She sounds like she might be in trouble.
let's dip our toes in. You know, just a little cheeky quest, and then
But I have no idea where she is.
We need to get a map.
We need a map. We should go to that provision shop we saw on the way in.
supplies. Let's do it.
Supplies.
Let's go to the store.
As you head to Barthen's
Bath and
Provisions,
Body Works. Bath. Oh.
you find your Barthen, Barthen's Provisions. It's a general store, sort of frontier style. Shelves of it are stocked with generally ordinary goods and supplies, including backpacks, bedrolls, ropes, rations, lanterns and such. Shovels, pickaxes, my god, we could go on. Will we? We won't. He doesn't stock weapons or armor. It becomes evident when you walk in. This is a provisions place. Adventuring gear. 10-foot poles and such.
Ooh.
One exception though, you realise. Yeah, I've never had anyone react to a 10-foot pole there. That is an item in the game, the 10-foot pole. Never have I heard anyone go, ooh, well, the things I could do with that. What could you do? Why the ooh? I gotta know.
I could build some stilts.
Ah.
I'm quite acrobatic.
He sells rations.
Yeah, ration.
Fuck
Not
yeah.
even a heartbeat was missed between the 10-foot tall poles and the stilts thought in his mind. We can do the radio playback, the fucking visual. There's not even
Wonderful.
a
This
is when you
beat
need the camera on your eyes
missed.
to be
It
like,
just
Yeah.
finishes and there's an ooh, which means 10-foot. I could be taller. Stilts or pole on stilt. Yeah, I don't.
Are you regretting your character choice?
No.
No,
Give these opportunities.
Is there rations? There are. It's Then you see these signs up on all the goods. Most ordinary goods and supplies cost under a gold. I mean, we're talking cash money. A basket doesn't have the price in there. What a useless fucking DM screen. You go to ordinary goods and supplies on D&D Beyond. And tell you,
Sponsor if you're watching.
most of it's like, 2 gold, 1 gold, 4 silver for a basket. There you go. You want a basket? 4 silver pieces. Caltrops, gold piece, etc., etc. Problem is here, nearly every item costs at least 25 gold pieces.
What the hell?
Welcome to the frontier. It's a long walk to another shop.
Okay, I'm
Do
gonna
they
pass
have
on
a
that.
map?
I still have 10
Well, how
rounds.
much is a map?
Hi, sir.
That-
Do you have a map?
You get... Who said it was a sir?
Hi, ma'am.
Where is the where? Hello, is there anyone in the shop?
Hello.
It's at that point you see the proprietor. He was a lean, yet balding human man of 50 years.
He just feminist checked you. As well. I fucking love when guys do that. It's my favourite thing.
I knew it was a man the whole time. He employs a couple. It's like the chef story. He employs a couple of young clerks who are currently in the process of packing everything up out the front as you walked in. He walks up to you. Hello, how may I help you? I have a very strange voice because I was trying to find it halfway through. This is Barfin's Provisions. I am Elmar.
Hi, Elma. My
Hi,
name is
Elma.
Anaricia.
Pleasure to meet you.
Do
I'm
you-
Alicia.
Do you have maps?
You look like a woman well travelled.
Yes, I have.
One in need of a map.
Yes.
A good, reliable map.
Yes.
Someone of your worldly ability would understand the importance of a map
Yes.
and would understand how
I...
necessary it would be
To have a map.
to have a map.
Yes.
You die without one.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
100 gold coins.
50 gold pieces.
Oh.
For a life-saving map, 50 gold
So,
pieces.
How
it
big
will,
is this map? Is it just a Phandalin?
Well, you don't want it to be. It'll hold it out. It
But like,
shows
what area does it cover?
the local area, the
So Phandalin.
surrounding region, not just Phandalin, the local region, as far to the coast as Neverwinter, but not too far past. I mean, it's all water anyway. And he also down to Lyon, maybe across Conneberry.
Ah.
Good enough. 50
Very
gold
good.
pieces.
50 gold pieces.
I mean, it is our last map.
Can I roll for deception that this guy's definitely full of shit
It
and he's
would
got
be
heaps of maps?
inside.
Inside.
He's
Let's
got
go
maps
inside.
coming up the wazoo.
I don't think.
Please be kind.
Oh, God.
8, damn it. I've got +1. 9.
There's
I suck
No
tonight.
maps, man. I really legitimately feels there's no map. It was strange that he like shifted his stance and like he
I'm sus that you
was
rolled.
packing up and he was packing up things and he still is packing up the table. And he goes back
Definitely
to
maps.
resuming putting away some product. But yeah, there's one map and it's in his hand now. I can show you the maps. Quality. He unrolls the map. And it shows you a map roughly like that. A little less well marked, but I'll show you.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm fucking
Oh, I've
suck.
got enough. Let's go.
Memorize it! Go, 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 go!
Photographic memory.
Someone have the fucking, not alert feat, but whatever the one is that lets you know, remember everything for 30 days. Quick, 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 quick! Let's go, 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 go! I know which way north is, let's go! Good map, rolls it up as he sees your eyes are getting very onto it.
Can we just talk amongst ourselves for a second?
Certainly.
Sorry.
I'm fucking psyched
How
about
much
this
gold does
map.
everyone have?
We've got enough.
We've got enough. I'm just cheap.
We can't.
I
do
need it for beer.
We can't do any quests without the map. Once we do a quest, we'll get it back. But like,
Map equals more coins in the end. So
but also, how much could we wrangle this guy down?
Oof.
Who is good at
He
bombs?
rolled
I reckon you can shave a 10 off that.
very low, and you all have a much higher passive perception. You notice he is listening in with a small ear horn from. You've gone across the room. He's,
Well, we don't have any money. We only have
Sir.
15 gold coins between
You're
us.
very
Right.
nice.
Never
today.
mind.
Hello.
Let's.
Well, remember that guy in the street who offered
Yeah,
us a
let's
street
keep looking
a map?
for
It
maps.
wasn't
Oh,
his
yeah.
nice.
Wait!
Yeah.
Who's offering you a
Toplin,
map in the
Toplin.
street?
No.
Street.
It wasn't as
Townmaster
nice.
Harbin
Yeah.
Wester
Just
was going to
street.
give us one for free, so we might as well just go get that
Yeah.
off him. Unless it just saves a bit of time if we just get this one here.
Well,
but
You're
like
saying
15
that our
gold
town
coins.
master would give you something cheap.
Yes. Roll for deception.
Roll for deception.
Don't fuck me.
Either you haven't met our town master,
I need you
I think
dice.
you're getting it.
or you have him horribly mistaken.
I think you're
I was
getting
gonna-
That man would
confused.
never share
You're getting
anything
confused
with anyone.
with the traveling merchant.
I'm gonna roll on that.
You
Thirty-
can't trust a non-locals, no?
31st.
Say that he was
It looked exactly
very
like yours.
keen.
The typography was a little bit not as up to
He was very
scratch,
keen
but
He
for
was
us
very
to
keen to
solve
get it,
the notice
and he was very
calligraphy.
keen to get our help. And for that, we needed a map, and he was very happy to provide one any way he could.
Deception, please.
Excited even.
I'll let you, because you're helping, roll
Oh.
with, as well to
I
give
was on a
advantage.
19 for a second.
You float me down again.
Deception.
Every
You gotta
time.
kiss
It was,
it.
it was Lincoln's.
You gotta blow on it.
Unless
Yeah.
yours is high. Whoever's higher are the two of you.
Yeah, I got
I'm gonna
14.
bring a mate next time to just
Plus
give me a
2,
lucky
so
like
16.
kiss or blow on the dice before I roll.
Deception.
Snake eyes.
What's your plus to deception?
2.
You need another
So
set.
So 16 total.
My other set of dice is coming from China, so it's probably
I
gonna take like
think-
3 months to get here.
If ever, COVID.
I have a shipment of maps coming shortly, so I suppose if I let go of this one, it won't matter too much. 30 gold pieces? It's a ripper deal. I'm helping you since you're helping Phandalin.
The music just came back at the perfect
Can we have those
moment.
10-foot poles?
Yeah, throw in 2 10-foot poles and a piece of rope.
10-foot poles and a piece of rope.
A long piece,
a length
specify.
Of rope, yes.
Well, they
I've got rope.
alone, I could probably do it like deposit, and you could return it. Maybe as leased equipment, or you pay for the rest back. We could do a payment option. I mean, each pole
You
is
have afterpay.
25
You have
What
to do that
is
on, you have to do
this?
that online.
afterpay.
How much is a lease of the map?
Well, I won't lease a map. You rent a map.
Rent.
But that's a joke about leasing donkeys. Don't worry, that was a deep cut. I'm sorry. You don't lease a mule. You rent a mule.
We'll throw you 2 gold
Anyway.
pieces, and then you get the map back, and you sell it to the next person. You know,
Oh,
make an extra 2.
I can lease you the other equipment. I could do if you were buying $100 worth of equipment. I could rent to own, or deposit and rent.
Do you have any maps that have been torn?
And no one is the best
Just the one.
maps here.
Like a
Yes.
pre-loved map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
torn,
No,
ripped into
no
ones.
pre-loved maps. Everything is top shape.
So how much was it to rent the 10-foot poles and a length of what?
It'd be 100 gold all up. So I say you could put down a 25 gold deposit, and well, you'd be paying it off at 10 gold a week.
So back to this 30 gold piece map.
We'll go.
And if returned, payments stop.
Can we
But
return
my
the map?
Maps, no. We're often get fingerprints on the things.
I am grubby. Grubby boy.
Yes.
You can't touch them.
It's teenagers and their sticky hands.
I will keep the map.
Yes, I think we should buy the map for 30 gold.
Yeah.
30 gold
And,
pieces.
we will reassess the 10-foot poles and rope at a later date.
All right, 5 gold
probably
pieces
make-
each. Let's do this.
Okay.
A measly 5 gold each. To support our grassroots business. It's not a lot, is it?
Man, I'm quickly getting more and more broke. I need to stop buying beers.
I also regret picking this as the voice for this man.
Full throat, bud.
No, it's not that. I just actually fell into this voice because I couldn't pick an accent. So I just went with a strangely paced one.
Alright, deducted 5 gold.
I probably should have gone with something more gruff.
Who's,
Like
who's,
what?
Don't know now. Think about it later.
who's holding the map?
Well, I am.
will
What would you
hold
like?
a me.
I will
Oh,
give you,
who's got the
Trust
best
it,
nature actually?
and
Oh.
I'll give you
I
a
have
map
+3
to
nature.
print out for
Me.
the next one. Whoever
You
wants to
guys.
actually print a map, I can
+1.
give you a
I only have
neat
+1
or
nature.
Nixtion.
Yeah.
+3.
So is nature the navigating one?
Yeah,
Survival. Survival.
Survival, nature.
Survival is 1. Lols.
I've got +3.
Nature's
and
right.
But I got +3
nature
survival.
events and
Okay, either one of them.
creatures. Survival
You're
is the
the most
ability to
trustworthy
navigate.
one.
Black's
and co-op.
proficiency, right?
Alright, it's not 35.
Right.
We
Right.
have a map.
Alright, I have a
I'm
map.
a man.
So map in hand, added to your inventories on D&D Beyond. Quests
On all of our inventories or just
in pocket in just one.
She.
Quests
Yeah.
in pocket.
Yari.
Money
Yeah.
deducted.
5 each.
Lodgings paid for.
Yes,
Written
all
on that.
done.
I didn't have
I imagine you head to bed for the night.
I
We
get
see.
paid.
Leo plays out
Oh, we
the
need
rest
to get
of
our
the night.
snack. I paid extra for dinner.
I had dinner.
You eat. You
Yay.
rest. And when you wake up the next day, that will be our next episode of Superordinary Adventures! Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to
Thank
anyone who
you.
stayed and sat through
Real
that.
Trentos from
Thank you, stream.
Geelong.
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 Geelong. Geelong, yeah.
Geelong. Yes, it's correct. Support.
This shit stinks.
Support.
Yes.
Yeah, we do a monthly
Someone said
late
you
show.
have a very good DM.
Ah, cheers. Thank you, guys. There's a lot of shit talking. And a lot of great new players. Man, this is, for anyone watching, a lot of this was like the first real session we've ever done. I co-opted some stuff off, like a little one-shot-esque type thing, and made sure I included every element through it for you guys. And that was it. It was like 2 very short sessions, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, of learning from scratch from a lot of you. And now you're doing it. You're checking maps, you're asking questions, you're not running to the orcs. There was another thing that you guys nearly did that was like a classic first time trope.
Is it normal to want to punch some of those characters in the face?
It's me. That's me as a DM. No, I'm playing this completely different to how Dave McCarthy, shout out to the DMDM, played it when we did it with him. He played them all very ochre and a warmer town who were just avoiding the thing and didn't give in to it. But I, in my spin on it, wanted you guys to look into it quicker rather. This does give it to you a bit more when you read it for as is, but I wanted you guys to work for it. I wanted you to feel like, hang on, something's up, you know. And that way, when you get it, it's not just I walked over to the board and it said, "Save these people from a dragon attack." But it does state that there are, like the town master doesn't want to come out of his room, and he's worried. And a lot of the people who live there are worried that Phandalin's going to get fucked up again, and they don't really want that to get out. And so I played it up, and that was my spin on it, was to be like edgy about it. There were other people in town. Like, if you kept talking to Sister Grail, she was down for chat. There's other people in there who are. If you talk to a lot more upfront with dishing out information, but everyone in this, by their descriptions, in my opinion, especially because the jacked up prices that are listed on everything and the way they are very business centric and very like, if you're not on my time, you can fuck off because like someone else will buy it. So it is, I guess it's funny to have that as a starting adventure because it's a bit of a rude awakening to people to be like, wait, there's 25 gold for a 2 gold item standard? Like, what are we doing? Because figure out, find things, make things, go, yeah. But you might get the idea a little behind the screen as you win the town over and help the town grow and build defenses, things will, because you're an outsider, you know.
Yeah, right.
They look
more
after
time spent
themselves.
there, yeah.
Like the town master, you know, was said to be hoarding things, and everyone's hoarding things. So, yeah, the ship's sinking maybe. Who knows? But that's it. Let's turn this
Very
stream off, baby. I want to go to
Maybe
bed.
next week, next month,
I wrote no notes.
next
Two
fortnight.
weeks.
Are we doing it in a fortnight?
I'm happy to.
Easy.
What do you want, Twitch?
Twitch, let us know.
They're like, make it end. Never again.
Are you the one read out the shout out? Oh, goat beer.
Of good beer.
She's chatting. She's been chatting.
Alright. Yeah, you can shut it up.
Bye.
Bye bye.